Hey guys, everyone, hello, hello. We are live, but everyone, we got the great legends in the house. So he says, "Hey David, Alex, Hazel, Dan, and
Oh
everyone
my
else in the
God.
panel tonight." Also throughout the chat, David, I've been enjoying your pools video, and then yeah, thank you. You know, I've been doing a lot of the short, like random pool video on YouTube, and I didn't expect how I would consider it as a success of how many views that I get per video is like average about 1.5K, and I think I racked up about close to like 121 subscribers. It's like crazy. I mean, it's just a
Yeah,
random pull. It's just like I'm pulling comic books, but
yeah.
I don't know. It just seems like there's a following. So, if you're watching this, I said thank you very much and rock on.
Well, here we go.
Yeah,
God.
a few tricks that thanks to Ron Comic Book Estate that has kind of showed me what signs and needs to be
Yeah.
done. So our heart, you guys all. Oh wait, where is that? There we are.
There it is.
Yeah.
We are okay. So what you guys did for the past week? I can't believe we're doing back to back live shows now.
Yeah. Yeah. Usually we do like one a month, but
Every couple weeks.
every couple
yeah.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
I just been working, man. Um, Staying busy with work, and I've been playing. Every once in a while, a friend of mine will come in from out of town, and I go over there and we have like a game weekend or something, and he'll play like I think it's Final Fantasy 14. And I'm
Nice.
not a big video game guy. Like I love watching people play video games, so I can sit there and watch somebody play video game all day. But I never play, so I suck at video games. But
Same
I'll
here.
go there, like we'll talk and hang out and just spend a day together, and then he'll just play, Final Fantasy 14, and I'll just watch, he just kind of basically playing it so I can kind of enjoy it and watch it, and so kind of have fun doing that. But so I've been doing a little bit of that working, yeah,
Yeah, me too. I mean, the graphic. I mean, nowadays the graphic on this video games is just
no, it's insane. Yeah,
amazing, amazing. What
You were
about you,
watching like a
Ron?
documentary?
yeah, I'm watching a documentary on it too. Yeah, so,
Oh, I haven't been doing much. The older the older I get, the less I do. So
That's not
um,
true.
I've
That's
really
not
slowed
true.
down in my old age.
I don't know. There's this new documentary on. I believe it's on Hulu and on National Geographic. It's about that JFK shooting.
Hmm.
okay.
We haven't seen that.
I haven't seen that yet. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
I
really
mean, I seen like previews or things like that on Instagram on YouTube. I think tonight is the night that I'm just gonna grab my Haagen Dazs and just sit down and just watch the damn thing tonight. And honestly, I haven't read anything this whole week. So ashamed of myself.
I
It's
don't know.
okay.
haven't either.
You don't have to read every day or every week.
No, but
It's all right.
last week I said I'm gonna finish the damn Lord of the Flies, and it's still sitting on my kitchen table right now, ready to be lifted. It's been
You
there for
know,
1 week.
when
So
you're ready to get back into it, you will.
yeah, well,
Yeah, don't make it a chore. Like
Yeah, you want to enjoy it.
like,
If you make it something you have to do, you're not going to
no,
enjoy
no,
it.
no. I have to make it a chore because if not, if nothing's gonna get
That's
shit
okay.
not gonna get
All
done.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, you know. I mean, it's just who I am. I just said, okay, I gotta get this done, and I have to do it. And if I don't, then I just like kick myself in the ass and just say, well, come on, and, just give yourself a 15-minute each day and read a 2-3 pages. And last this whole week, it was just more of organizing my damn comic book and
Yeah.
putting, taking pictures and listing, you know.
That's okay. Take care of business. It's all right. I mean, my motivation for reading, I started reading a lot of books last year, and I did it because I felt like I didn't read all the classics I should have read in high school and college. So I said, I want to get to where I should be. I should read some very difficult, challenging reads. And that's my goal for the next couple of years, to read like that 19th century British literature or classic novels. I think I should have read those in high school and college, and I didn't.
Ron, we need to smoke a blunt and just talk something and just get into like does anybody here just smoke blunts or no?
No, no. So you
I
know what? My dad smoked when because he was in the Navy, and then he stopped because he knew he was going to get better insurance rates.
Ah,
And I never wanted to smoke. Plus, I have asthma, so I can't
no,
smoke.
no, that's a no. That's
Yeah.
no.
back in the day, I did a few times. I probably did that maybe 5 or 6 times, but it got to where like all it did is like make me paranoid, and I didn't enjoy it. And I would stay high for like hours. Like I don't know if I got like something that was like kind of a I don't know, man. I think I got some
All
lace
right,
stuff.
Joe, what you got hiding, Joe?
Yeah.
What were you hiding?
Yeah, I think I got some stuff that was laced, and so it always just kind of made me real paranoid, and it was goofy, man. It wasn't like, yeah, you're supposed to eat it, get a little bit hungry, relax, and but it kind of got me wired and a little freak out and paranoid, and I only had fun doing that like maybe once, and the other 3 or 4 times was I didn't like it. Yeah, I don't know if it's my chemical balances or what it is, but me and that stuff don't mix too well. So
See, as for me, I was an addict for 3 years.
yeah,
I smoke morning. Soon as I get up, I have to smoke a joint. In the
okay,
afternoon, I smoke. Night, I smoke. I mean, shit.
yeah,
It's like if I didn't smoke, my body won't function. I mean, that's for a whole 3 years, and I
yeah,
enjoy being high. You
yeah,
know, then of course, parenthood comes. You
yeah,
get baby, you quit and stuff. So, and next thing you know, at our store, there's a lot of people that does, you know, smoke a lot. And what they did was they gave me a laced brownies and cookies.
mm,
And I asked them like, how potent is it? Like, don't worry about it. Just have one. Then you feel good. So they gave me a whole bag, a whole bag of brownies. I got home, I started eating, and it was good. It was good. So it's like 1, 2, and 3, and me and my wife were sitting on the couch, and I'm just watching Netflix. And next thing you know, I'm like just sinking into the couch,
yeah,
and I start getting paranoid because I didn't want my wife to find out that how high I was.
yeah,
And then from then on, like just being high is not a fun anymore. But
yeah,
with that said, I think if one day if we ever get to a con, or if we ever get to meet in one place, just remember I will bring that blunt for us to just have once and see where we go from there.
David, if you bring it in brownie form, I might consume it. But
Okay, it's a deal. I'll bring a brownie.
there you go.
I've lived a very sheltered life.
yeah.
I've never.
She's drank a little bit here and there, but
Yeah.
she's never done
Drinking.
anything.
I love drinking.
Yeah, I used to love drinking, but can't do it.
Yeah. I don't like that feeling of like not being in control. Like it's not for me.
I like it to a certain extent, but when I'm really not in control and it lasts forever, I don't like that. Like, I don't mind losing control for 20, 30 minutes, but if I lose control for 3 or 4 hours, I'm like miserable. I don't like that. It's an uncomfortable feeling. I don't like it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. I think Yvonne, I think you nailed it. I think it's to a point where I get paranoid to a point where if I don't have control
Mm-hmm.
of my thoughts or my, in anything in general, I panic. I think that's what it is. Before, I was a little bit more when I was younger. It's just like, oh, who cares and so and so. But now it's more of
Yeah.
I need to have certain control of what I do or what I say.
Right.
Peace pipe. I mean, yeah. Okay, legend.
Sure, that's what you
No,
mean.
definitely. Since Hazel Dan and you are in Texas area, maybe I might drive down to to where Ron is and pick him up, and we'll drive more down to Texas.
That'd
You
be
know,
fun.
yeah. And me and Ron will be having brownies on the way down, and when we
I'll be
get
the
to
designated driver.
peace,
Oh,
brother.
you hate driving.
I hate driving, but I'd rather drive than.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I can't take the brownies on a plane, so the only
right.
way I can get there is to by car.
Yeah.
Yeah, the last thing I want to do is have a freaking dog sniff my bag, and then next
Right.
thing I'm freaking
Yeah.
arrested for.
End up in prison. Yeah, that would not be
Yeah,
fun.
no, no.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's many comic book friends in a prison that I can talk to.
Yes, that's
Mm.
correct.
Is it legal to use marijuana or cannabis where you live? Or
It's legal.
it's
legal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay. Oh yeah.
I think it's legal in California. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure
I
it
think-
is.
yeah.
Who was the legalized all drugs? Where was that? Portland or
That was Colorado was the
Oh.
first one.
that was marijuana. But I'm talking about that thing we saw where they
Oh yeah,
legalized all
yeah,
drugs.
Portland.
Was it Portland? Oregon or something? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think Portland. I think Portland is one of those places they recently legalized all drugs
I think they're walking it back.
and they're
right
walking
now.
it back.
It really is?
That was a bad
Dude,
job.
I need to move to Oregon. I think
No, I
I
don't
can
know about that.
profit over there.
They're trying to call it back. They kind of realize they messed up by doing that, so I think they're trying to call it back a little bit. So I think they're kind of regretting.
Who
their decision.
is the governor of Oregon? I mean, the guy, he must be a liberal.
Oh,
I forgot.
I think I was
It used to
there.
be that ER physician, but now it's somebody else. I forget.
is
who
it Ted Wheeler?
I don't know. Gotta be a liberal
Governor-
state.
he might be
for
like
them
the
to,
governor of-
legalize
It's
Yeah.
drugs.
yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, Ted Wheeler is one of those guys up there in Portland or someplace. Or, I don't know.
Jeez, man.
Yeah, I think they should legalize marijuana in most places, but I don't know about like crack cocaine and heroin and stuff. I don't know about all drugs, but marijuana
No,
really.
hard drugs. No,
I don't think people with marijuana. I don't think those guys. They're clogging up our jail systems, and they don't really belong there, and they don't really hurt anybody. It's not a dangerous drug. I think I wouldn't mind marijuana being legalized, for the most part, but I think it make things safer, more regulated, and free up our jail system and stuff. But I don't know, man. I don't know about hard drugs and stuff though, cocaine. Yeah.
No, I see a lot of people come to our show and come to our
Yeah.
store and they're on something. I mean, marijuana you can smell them. There's a certain scent, but a guy comes in and they're on something because their eyes like this.
Yeah.
Their face is all pricked up. I don't know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
It's all scarred up, but it's not a good sight.
No, I think one of the worst ones is like meth, crystal meth, and stuff like that. That really,
That messed me up for like 5 years.
yeah. That I heard that's pretty dangerous and stuff like that. And I've seen that do some pretty, some serious
Well,
damage.
fentanyl, was it fentanyl, or am I pronouncing it right?
Fentanyl. That's
Fentanyl, yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's kind of going around now. It's kind of a fentanyl thing now, and people are overdosing and dying from it because they're not getting good doses of it, and they're overdosing on it a lot.
Like I go to Seattle, guys like this.
Yeah.
They're just like zombies. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like I wonder what state of mind that guy is in. In the middle of nowhere, just standing, just like a zombie.
Yeah, nothing's bothering them probably in that state. They're just at a state of perpetual bliss or whatever while they're like that. I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, today I want to talk about. I think I titled it "Enough is Enough." The reason why is that I watch a lot of YouTube. I don't watch it. I listen to it as I'm doing my laundries and doing things. And there's a lot of dramas going on. It's like don't you boycott whatnot because there's a criminal selling comic books. Oh, there's this guy from this one comic book community websites that promoting. It's like, what do you guys feel? Do you guys care, or does it affect you? I mean,
So I mean, what would you say?
I'm glad the people that are thieving and crooking and stuff. I'm glad they're getting called out and all
I
that kind
think
of
it is
stuff.
something that does need to be talked about.
Yeah, it's something that needs to be addressed and talked about, and we need to be aware of it. Scammers and thieves and stuff. So I think it's good that that's getting called out. But I mean, but people need to kind of do whatever they. I'm not a big whatnot fan or whatever, so I don't care what happens with it. But if somebody else wants to do whatnot or whatever, to each his own. People can do whatever they want to do and sell however they want to sell it. Or, we're all just trying to enjoy this stuff and do that. And there's always going to be, scammers and crooks around for whatever you're doing. But yeah, there's a lot of videos and a lot of stuff going around about. A lot of drama, like you said. I'm not really into the drama. Like, it's kind of fun to a certain extent, like watching a soap opera or something. But after a while, like my brain starts to
I
rock.
can watch it for a little bit,
Yeah.
right? But after a while, I'm like,
And I
okay.
say, okay, I got to watch something normal. Or
I mean, shout out to Thorough Comics.
Yeah.
Keep it Thorough.
Yeah.
He's very persistent and he's very thorough. What a great name, right? Thorough.
Yeah. We watch this. He's one of the ones we watch. So I'm glad he's bringing all that stuff out and talking about it. I think it needs to be addressed for sure.
And,
but it gets a little dramatic. Yeah,
so-
we can only take so much of it. Sometimes it's like, man, I gotta, But it's,
So, David, I'm just not up on things. Can you summarize what the drama is due to? What is causing it, or what's the root cause of it?
Okay, so what happened was there was this local con in New York or New Jersey area, and this is one influencer that happens to be a sponsored or one of the big seller in Whatnot. Um, I guess call it app or Whatnot site, and what and him and his cousin, which happens to be working, he says employee but cousin, so and so, and they took they stole a couple of comic books, and got caught on camera. I think he sold. I think he stole. I think what was that? The first Doctor Strange solo title, um, Strange Tale 128 or something like that, or 126, and he sold ASM 300. Those three books, they said the vendor was saying that it was average about $1,000. That book was missing, and at the time it was missing when this influencer was there buying comic books, and it happens that those two books was they didn't pay it, but one of the influencers cousin or employee slipped those two books in between all the books that they already paid for, and then they got called out. They said no, I wasn't there, so and so, but it was clearly showed that on a video that the book was stolen. So
this theft happened at a con.
At a small local con, not a big con. It's a small local con somewhere in East Coast in New York.
And they sold the books on Whatnot.
No,
Oh,
on the same day or the next day, I guess the person who was running the Comic Con, reached out to this influencer, say, "Hey, bring the comic book. We know you have it." I think that's what he said. Anyway, summarizing is like, "Bring the comic. We know you have it." And he's saying, "No, I wasn't there, so and so." And what he did, what the person who was in charge of the con did, put out a video of him taking the comic book, and then
okay.
the influencer brought the comic book back to the vendor. I think was that the same day or the next day, I think.
I think so. They said something about how they wouldn't call the cops as long as they returned it, and they wouldn't press charges. So he didn't take it back himself. He had someone else take the books back. So, but then he was like denying having been there, or he wasn't standing nearby. I don't know. It's just all kinds of things.
Yeah. So what happened was he brought the comic book, but somehow he didn't want to come into the con and give the book to the vendor himself. He just got into the front door and said, "Here's the two books," and so and so. So now Thorough, keep it Thorough, he blew everything up. He say, "All right, we caught this guy. We should, he should not be in Whatnot. I don't know how Whatnot is sponsoring him or paying him, to be in, to be an influencer or to be a top, a sponsor or to be sponsored by whatnot.
Okay.
And the drama goes on as one of the if you know CBSI,
Yeah.
comicbookinvest.com, the owner of that website or that community website, he went on Instagram and saying, well, he said something like, keep it to your guys self. Do not post anything about this drama. If
What?
you have an issue, you know, go to the authorities of whatnot, eBay, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You know,
He's basically
and
calling people like $10 comic cops and
yeah,
stop making like self-serving videos. Do something that matters, like report them to eBay, whatnot, the authorities. Basically, like be better is how he ended it. But then
Okay,
it's
so
like,
bottom line, what happened to this influencer though? Is he
so
still on
he's
whatnot?
still selling.
he's still, yeah. And the thing is,
What?
like, the person who said like stop making videos, he, I believe, does like that actual exclusives for whatnot. So
Yeah,
it's
well,
kind of like,
he's also getting paid by whatnot to
mhm.
sell exclusive on whatnot.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Well, here's a kicker. I think so. All that has happened, and there is this what they called some kind of Jewish Comic Con or some kind of gathering that happened in New York, right? And the guy in one of the influencers was there, and he showed a video of himself like, hey guys, I'm still here, so and so and so. He's like kind of mocking whoever was trying to get him kicked out of the whatnot. And keep it thorough, went to that con, or he say he was there, but he was red flag, he could not get in.
Yeah,
Okay.
the
you know
con had like pictures of all the local people that were bringing attention to this and basically blocked them from getting in.
Yeah. So this drama has started from stealing, and now it's like just keep going in this rabbit hole, like how deep or how higher within this, whatnot or whoever is to me is like, okay. I mean, it clearly shows that whatnot is not going to do anything to this influencer because he brings in the money. As a big company, they're going to support the person that who brings the money in.
Right.
You know,
I think that's what's most disappointing is
it
like
is.
there's video proof of this guy stealing or being involved in like the theft of some comic books, and they're
Yeah,
still allowing him to sell comic books on their platform. Like,
and this thing that is really a kicker for me, because when I was working for one of the boutiques in Hawaii, there was this number one seller. I was a general manager, and there was this sales lady. She's been with the company for a little over 10 years, and she's the number one seller for that Hawaii division or for the West Coast. So she does average about 1.2 million in sales. Period. All right. But she's a headache. She's a pain in the ass. She steals. What I mean by she steals, like it's not like she's taking the clothes and then putting in a pocket and walking out. What I mean is she is stealing from the company, giving out free shipping to Japan, you know, and she's promising perks and special discounts to her VIP clients, and that's like over, that's to me is stealing within the company.
Yeah.
So within the 1.5 year I was there, I have wrote many reports saying that we need to get rid of her. We need to get rid of her. She is a toxic to this company. Well, so what happened was one day I get a call from my general manager saying that I did not support her, that I did not support her, and that I have done something within the company policy, which I was the one that said okay to give free shipping because she was doing it already, and everything was written on a report that she's doing this. And a year and a half later, they come to me and they say that, oh, you on a probation. We have to investigate your management. What you're doing as a GM is costing the company money. So right there and then, regardless how bad this person is, if they make the money for the company, they'll decide that over that person and the person that who's trying to make it right. So I said, fuck it, I quit. You know, you can take it. You can shove this whatever up your ass, and you know, and yeah, and that was my last like retail job I ever had, because I kind of was done with like politics and dealing with all this, you know, hooplas and kissing people's ass that who does number one sales within the company. But it was just to a point where I saw it as like, okay, this guy is number one. He's like the top seller. There's no way the company is going to kick him out, you know. And he's a small fish within a big pond, but still, if he generates certain amount, they'll keep him, unless he goes national. Who's that Pokemon guy that who played football? He quit football to sell Pokemon, and he got caught cheating. I don't know what his name, but the only reason that he got kicked out of whatnot because it went national. It was broadcast nationally, I'm assuming that they didn't want that national image or whatnot supporting a criminal. But I don't know. It's a two sided sword where what do you go from here? I mean, I think Thorough and shout out to Brian McClay from Beyond Wednesday. They did everything they could in their power to expose this influencer that this is the guy. This he's not, and he has a record of being criminal or being scamming people for a very long time.
And Spill Pen Comics says they banned him and 4 other people. So
Yeah, they banned a few people.
yeah,
Yeah, I
so,
think they banned son
It was
one of the
okay.
guys
Nemesis
who was
Prime,
dealing
and
with, huh?
it was Nemesis Prime, and
Yeah, he's one of them.
yeah,
I think there was some couple of other.
Wait a minute, what happened to Nemesis Prime?
he was one of the guys that was banned from that convention.
Really?
So here it is. So whoever was doing this con that they got banned, like Keep It Thorough got banned and Nemesis Prime got banned and two other people that who got banned. They're banned from within. I think that within the state. So if they go to any con in New York, they're banned.
No, it's not in any state. It just happened to be the promoter. That's what it
Oh, the
is.
promoter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, Tats Comic? So great legend, and we got Spill Pen Comics. We got Hazel Dan. Hello.
yeah, I'm just trying to comment on
Yeah,
the comments every once
and
in a
we
while,
got
stuff like that.
we
Keep
got
in touch
all
with me.
about comics. Thank you everyone for being here. You guys are just great. We're not the most you know influential people on this live, but we do get together and just talk about things and have fun, and we're just happy that Kingdom Comics was able to join us tonight. So yeah, so enough is enough. Let's move on, because
So the video footage of the guy stealing the comic books from that small con, is that out there? You can just watch it?
Yeah,
yeah.
there's videos on it. You can watch it on YouTube.
Oh, if you have, since you have IG, go check out Red Hood Comics.
Hmm.
What he did was he zoomed in and that with that guy, and then that's where they found out that they did steal the book, because it clearly shows that the guy was just going there and two books and he was just putting it right in the middle.
So don't tell me Red Hood Comics is now banned.
No, he's not banned because he's from Arizona.
Okay,
Texas.
makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yeah. So we can talk about this influence and whatnot, but we will never get banned because I don't think we're ever going to go to a small Comic Con in New York and in the East Coast area, you know. So it's like saying, gee, I'm drawing blank here. Hey Tito,
Yo,
Tito. Hey, who's the one that was doing the Dallas fan
talking about
Dallas
Mark Walters?
Mike Walters. Let's say Mike Walters banning us, or let's say banning Hazel Dan because they say
Hey,
something negative too about Walter. So whatever Mike Walters does, any type of con, like Hazel Dan, their pictures will be there saying it may not enter. So even if Tito says something bad about Mark, I mean, this is example, guys. So if you're watching this on a rerun and you come to hear, it's an if hypothetical, um, saying if Tito will also get banned because it fucking drives like to Texas like once a month. So things
Wait
like
a
that.
minute. Tito was banned? What?
No, 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 no. Hey, Tito, hey, did you ever get banned from a con before? Or got kicked out of a con?
No, no,
No.
no. I did.
Hey, Nancy. Oh, I'm sorry, Tito. This is my daughter. This is my oldest daughter, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy, how you doing?
She's finally joined.
Hey,
Was able
Nancy.
to join us. Hello, Nancy. Love you.
But I tell you what, cons did to me. It stopped me from volunteering because there was a lot of shady shit that was going in the behind the scenes that I just did not like. I really,
Elaborate.
Yeah, what is shady shit? Define that.
well, here's an example. Well, I'll give you two different examples. When comic sketch art was coming out, who was it? David Finch, I think it was, during Fan Expo, which is not Mark Walters. Mark Walter does what does he do? Fanboy? I think he does Fanboy. But
well,
anyways, Fan Expo underneath like the MegaCon umbrella and stuff like that. Anyways, comic sketch art was out there, and I was in line, and I believe it was like one free, five raw, 20 witness. And then literally in the middle of the line, they changed the prices because they can, and it wasn't going to deter anybody from leaving because they were already in line for an hour or 2 hours, and I legit heard that, and that's one example where I was just like, this is garbage. And then the other example was the use of witness signatures, witnesses, um, where they were getting the books signed under raw signatures, but they would go back and go and do uh, like primarily it was CGC, and they would shortcut the money that way by saying it's just a raw signature, and then they'll go back and do the paperwork for CGC. And I actually called them fuckers out on that because that's not cool.
Yeah, that's like almost like
Uh,
stealing from
yeah.
a person.
Yeah, like I legit ratted people out. I didn't give a fuck, dude. Like, nah, you ain't about to mess my money up and the rest of the collector's money up because you want to, try to skim out of $15 or something like that. But there's like other stuff too that I just it just turned me away from volunteering. I didn't want nothing to do with that.
Well, it's a. I think this influencer also does CGC signing as well too, right? I think he promised one guy that he scammed like $30,000 of books in total, like 50 to 60,000, and he said that he will get Clayton Crane to get signed or Scotty Young to get signed, and he promised a lot of things, and it seems as though there's this CGC witness. This is for me now. You guys might have a different opinion, but for me is get rid of this signature witness bullshit at a con because I seen a lot of shady shit where I know a person got a Stanley signature on his Hawk 181 and it wasn't and he just got it signed. It just was just a raw signature. And And this guy, he's saying that he does deal with CGC signature witness, and he say he can get that yellow label, and this is like years after he got it. So he sends that book to whoever somewhere in Dallas, and 2 months later, he got the book back with a yellow label saying Stan Lee signed it, because somehow when he was still alive, Stan Lee was still active signing books, within the con. So I guess the witness or whoever was within the CGC took that book to every cons that Stan Lee was there, and just somehow he submitted it saying that Stan Lee signed it. Charged the guy like about 250 $300 signature with the CGC, grading and encapsulating. And yeah, and just within like 2-3 months, he got. At first he's like, when am I getting my books back, because it's taking so forever. Then within 2-3 months, he got the book back with a yellow label.
Yeah, I've seen that. I
And
think,
it's like,
yeah,
so so who so if I can get a book signed, I mean, I got a couple of books signed by Chris Claremont, not on the cover but inside panel, inside a page. I mean, I can send to whoever I know that who does CGC, so and so. If I ever want to get that thing graded or slabbed, I can send it to them, even though I'm not there, and he didn't sign it at the time of the con. We'll still get a yellow label, because this. So what CGC Witness program within the con, they can take books and they will make extra money getting things done. It's a very shady thing. Is so to me, it's like, get rid of all this witness signature thing, and just send your books to CGC when they have that private in signing thing. I mean, I think that's the best way to do it, because the artist is there, they're signing at the facility of CGC, you know, regardless if there's a millions of book that he needs to sign, but still is one way saying that there's no second party or any witnesses that does shady thing. I mean, that's just
And
how I feel.
Well, yeah. One time we sent in a book um, to get Jim Lee to do like a sketch on it for me, and I wouldn't have got it if I wasn't able to send it in to him, but it was a third party type thing. But I don't know. I just think people need to have integrity, and do what they're supposed to do, and witness the signatures and make sure they get that done. But
like when there's money to be made,
yeah, there's always going to be bad things going on when money's to be made. People are going to do underhanded things, and they're going to find a way to make money any way they can, even if there's no integrity with it, or if it's something shady. Unfortunately, it's sad, but
Yeah, I mean, in integrity, I'm sure everybody started with certain integrity. I mean, even
Right.
the guy that who owns CBSI,
Right.
he started with somewhat integrity, but now greed has taken over, and
Yeah.
he's doing whatever to make his money, or to get his money.
Yeah.
So, and like anything with money. You know what? Actually, honestly speaking, if I was a CGC witness, fuck, I probably would do the same thing. Honestly speaking, it's like, Joe, you got a book by Dan Parent, on Yvonne's book that got signed but never got, you know.
Right.
Like, I
Yeah.
would tell you, hey, you know what? Send it to me. You know.
Yeah.
I'll,
No,
I'll
the
give you
thing
shit.
is,
I know
like,
it happens. Yeah, I do know. I know it happens. Yeah.
I know that happens. The thing that's so sad about this is, like, you're just stealing from the artist. Like, you're not stealing from Marvel or like DC or any like big company. I don't know.
Yeah.
no, you're
Yeah.
right. You're stealing from the artist. You're making the consumer, the collectors, the hobbyist pay more, because the creators are out there understanding that there's scams and schemes involved, so their rates go up higher. It's
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
it's
don't think it's like I don't think like the collectibles, like, and the cards and comics. I don't think it's a real lucrative thing for most people. Unless you're like a big organization or you're big something. I think there's a lot of overhead, and it's just hard to Man, I think it's just as a regular comic book dealer, having
It's
your
gotta
own
be
LCS.
lucrative enough because, like, look at all these
Yeah, but
people who like
yeah, maybe I don't know.
come
But,
in and like prey on this industry. Like,
yeah,
they wouldn't
but,
do that if there wasn't money to be made.
Well, they're
Like,
probably making more money because they are scamming and doing stuff like that. You know, I mean, that's probably why they're doing some of that too, because they're not. But I'm not just. I just can't imagine owning a local comic book shop and making tons of money all the time. Because, I mean, really, if you have like a comic book that's worth several $1,000s, there's not. I mean, a lot of these people that are going to these comic book shops, not a lot of people can drop $5,000 or $10,000 on a book and stuff like that. So it might sit there for 2 years before you sell the thing. You know, you paid $5,000 for it, and you're trying to sell it for 10 or whatever. Man, it might be 2 years before you sell that book. You know, It might be a year, and it might fly out the door the next day if the right customer comes in. But I think it's expensive to buy the comics, and the dealers, they buy them for crap. Like, they won't give you like 40 or 50% for the value, whatever. I don't care how good the book is. You know, if you go in there with an Action Comics #1, they're going to give you 50% for it. You know, you're not going to get anything for books. Sell them to so they buy them for like nothing. They try to sell them for twice as much as what they buy them for. And I think it's just a lot of the stuff, man, just sits there for years, and they have all this garbage books and all these things that you know, they sit there in these bins and they can't even sell them for $1 sometimes, and they just have all this overhead and this inventory. And I don't think it's real lucrative for honest people in a lot of ways, and it can be. But I think you got to really work really, really hard and travel a lot and pick up the right books and do all this kind of stuff. And I don't think it's an easy thing to do for a living. I think it's hard. I don't think it's real. I don't think it's real lucrative unless you work for, like, you know, Heritage Comics or something, or Metropolis, or you're some big wig like that. You know, Bob Storm's over there in New York. There's you know, you can do it, but those guys sell $30,000 books and $100,000 books left and right, you know.
And they always bitch about like how they're losing customers, you know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's because all the books are $100 billion now.
Yeah. I mean,
so they went up so much, it's kind of hard to, you know. I think the market's kind of dwindled down a little bit because it's so expensive, you know, and people aren't able to shell out that kind of money for all that stuff anymore, you know.
Yeah, I mean, well, CGC, I think when it comes to grading with CGC or getting signature, I think I'm done with signature. You know, I'm done. I think when I mean I think is like 80%. I'm pretty much done with signatures. But when it comes to grading as myself, I think the only thing that I will grade book is not for the sake of resale. I think I'll just do it for the sake of just having it in my collection. You know, just a real great art, or just a great cover, or just a key issue. You know, maybe something that I might give to Nancy in the future. You know, but other than that, I mean, I think
I bet we have 100 books we have signed by artists, and none of them are graded. Like,
yeah, we've got like two.
We got two. Yeah,
at least two short boxes.
2 short boxes just filled with books just signed by all kinds of different artists. You know, none of them are graded. And then we have a couple of boxes of graded stuff too, and we like them both. You know.
Yeah. So
we got way too many.
Tito, I know you're a yellow label guy. With all these things that is happening within CGC, all the skeptical things that are happening, are you still sending books to get signed and to get yellow label like much as you used to?
No. I pretty much stopped. I think the last time I did it was during a CGC like submission. Either Mark Brooks or Campbell, I forgot which one, but I'm pretty much out of the signature series game. I don't like what it turned into. There's too much money, and it shouldn't be for a signature.
I'm gonna solo you out because God, there's this new image of Tito right now. I remember him with long hairs, and he'll always, you know, and now he's really cut his hair short, and his beard turned white. I mean, come on. I mean, Joel had a long beard. I mean, that's his whole new image, and now Tito comes with his short hair. Okay,
got
and white beard. I mean, fuck. What's going on?
the hair
It's
was
Christmas next month. It's time to have Santa
All
Claus
right.
around.
Okay. Wait. Time out. Okay, Tito. Who is she?
it was just too hot. Like my hair was all the way down to my butt crack. Like it was way too hot. So I literally went to Walmart, grabbed me some clippers, and zzz.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
looks good.
you got that thing parted on the side.
Oh, that
Man,
look, hey, here goes a funny
man,
story,
you
right?
know he's dating somebody.
So, I went to the movies last night or the night before last. I forgot which one. Right now, I was with my daughter and her fiance. And tell me
Oh,
why?
fiance.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I'm leaving the house. They're buying the house.
Oh, they're moving in.
Yeah.
And where you gonna go?
I don't know. I was hoping you have a room for me.
Well, I have this comic book room. If you don't mind sleeping on the floor, come to Washington. What
Yeah.
I'll talk to. I'll slowly work my wife saying that you'll move in.
You gonna move into a retirement home, Tito?
Yeah. I got one down the street, so
Yeah.
I just pack up and move over there.
Yeah, we'll be here there in about 10 years, probably.
No,
Hey,
look,
Tat.
I
Wait, hold on. Tat saying, "Man, I'm 50 and my beard is still dark brown." Yes, but you have no hair. Okay? You have bald, Tat. I'm sorry, but that's why you wear a hat, because you don't want it to, you don't want your people to see your hat balded. But wow, okay, well, congratulations, and hope you find a home soon.
I'll be all right. I'll figure this shit out. Get back in the Tahoe and just drive everywhere. But yeah, so we went to go watch the Marvels, right? And my daughter's so used to me being in flip flop and shorts that I actually came out in jeans and some shoes.
Nice.
And tell me why my daughter's like, "Yo, you dressed up." Why you dressed up? I was like, "So jeans and some shoes is dressing up?" And she's like, "For you it is." I was like, "Damn, dude. Am I that much of a bum?" She's like, "Yeah, you pretty much wear flip flops and some shorts." I'm like, "Damn."
That's me. I wear that's what I wear to work too, flip flops. They used to at one place where I worked. We had a guy come in from out of town. He was our new manager, and he worked in a different division. And he came in and goes, "Oh," he said, "You're the flip flop guy." And I go, "Yeah, yeah, I guess I am. I didn't know that, but everybody was calling me like the flip flop guy."
He wore flip flops till they broke.
Yeah,
Like,
they finally snapped and fell off my feet one day, and everybody started clapping. So, yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, I watched Marvels with my wife. I know David.
you
watched
did?
Marvels.
you
Now,
actually
Y'all
went
my
out of
Hazel
the
dad
house.
watched Marvels.
You went out of the house, Ron.
No, he didn't. Well,
No,
yeah.
but yeah,
David, you got topics, itinerary for this thing, this little show that we have?
What? There's no topic.
I have a topic.
Okay.
okay.
All right. What do you think, everybody in this panel, whoever's listening, what do you think is not? How come the Marvel movies aren't profiting as much as they once was?
I
Who wants to
think
take
it's
this?
because they just keep pumping stuff out, and it's not always like when it first started out, it was kind of original and it was kind of decent writing and stuff, and now they're just kind of trying to. I feel like now it's just nothing but marketing, and they're just trying to get as many characters out there as they can, and just throwing them out there left and right. And
Well, I think too they started with the heavy hitters.
yeah,
right?
they started with all
So
the heavy ones, and now they're going to their B and
it's
C
kind of
list stuff.
harder whenever you.
Yeah, and now they're putting out the stuff that people, the stuff that people don't care about as much, and they're not, as beloved as like, some of the other
That's
stuff.
not really true because people didn't really know or care about Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but it was good though.
Okay.
It was like really good though too.
When you say heavy hitters, who are you referring to? Are you referring to heavy hitters in the comic world
Yes.
as a collector, or are you talking about heavy hitters as in Joe Blow want to watch a movie?
Yeah. No, I
No,
mean like
we mean
in
like the
in the
Avengers,
comics,
like
the
Iron
Avengers
Man,
and Hulk,
Thor,
Iron Man, Captain
yeah.
America, and Thor, and all that stuff. They kind of came out with their their big name characters first, and now they're getting more into their C and D list characters with more obscure things and things that are within the last 20 years they've created and come up with and stuff like that. 30 years and so I think it's I just don't think they're as loved as the things that they first started coming out with. I think those were much more loved. And
Okay,
It's just
wait,
harder
wait,
as the universe gets bigger
Yeah.
to keep like
wait.
focusing on the
But
core characters.
Right.
Like
and they're trying to
Joe,
branch out.
I'm gonna paraphrase what you just said. It's like they're going with their B-rated characters,
Right.
but they started with the B-rated characters like
Kind of.
Iron Man, Thor.
Yeah, I can agree to that to a certain
Yeah.
extent.
You know?
I think Iron Man
it
is
wasn't
still
to me, but
right.
Well, that's
but
what I'm saying. There's a
Yeah.
difference between us who are
Right.
familiar with these characters
Right. Yeah.
versus the general audience who
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and probably is a true statement, outweighs us by like a million tons, right?
Yeah.
So what happened?
well,
Maybe just some bad
so I think it's just like
burnout, fatigue.
that.
No, I
but
don't
I think
think
it's
it's
kind of back to
fatigue.
what you're saying. Like these movies are not made just for us. Like we're already
Yeah.
a ready-made fan base.
Right.
They were successful because they appeal to like a broader audience, like people who don't know comics or don't.
Right. But the people that don't love comics aren't going to keep
They're not going to keep
They're not
going to
gonna
like
keep
the
going.
20th movie,
right because they don't
Like,
really love it the way that we do. So I think it's the audience they did try to appeal to aren't really hardcore comic book fans. So they're going to die out eventually and kind of quit going. And you'll be left with us. And if you're not giving us good things that we like, we're not going to go see it. And plus the Thor, the last some of it's just garbage too. Like some of it's just crap. Like I thought that Thor: Love and Thunder that was just crap. I just didn't like it. Thor, arguably one of my favorite comic book characters of all time. I love Thor and I love the other Thor movies. They're all pretty good. And just that last one I just thought was just I don't know. I mean, I felt like I was watching like a Monty Python movie or something, and I didn't go there for that. And I just didn't like too much funny stuff and too much
the thing is, like,
That's
sometimes
the
they ruin like a good moment
yeah.
for the laugh, and it's like,
Don't do that. You got this moment here to where your heart's kind of beating, you're nervous about something, or you're getting emotional over something that triggers something from your childhood, and all of a sudden they start cracking these stupid jokes, and it's like, all right, well, you just kind of ruined it there, and took a little bit of that heart out of it, So I think just a lot of it's just bad writing and losing material and just cranking out one thing after just cranking out so much stuff, man. It's just getting
and they're just
fatigued.
not as good
They're not
characters.
as good anymore.
I mean,
Yeah, it's just not as good anymore. Yeah. What do you think, Tito?
Hold on, I want to hear CBA. What do you think?
I think similar to what's been said. I, for example, didn't want to watch the second Black Panther. I thought that was going to be a lousy movie, but when I eventually did see it on Disney Plus, it was really, really good. And I found out that the opening day proceeds for that was 4 times as much as the one for Marvels. And I actually did go to the theater on Friday to see Marvels, and I didn't like that movie. I don't think the writing was that good. I mean, I like the character Kamala Khan, but beyond that, that was about it. My wife actually almost left. She was going, "I'm leaving." I go, No, let's go finish it.
so why is it that it didn't appeal to your wife? Like,
I might offend David if I say so.
No, don't. She doesn't like Bray Larson.
When the Korean dude started singing, that was kind of uncomfortable.
No, you can say whatever. I don't take anything offensive.
Oh yeah, when the singing happened, it was a cringe-worthy moment.
Okay.
okay,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
But that,
yeah,
but
and
that,
overall,
but
I
that
did like
universe really exists in the MCU now, in the Marvels.
Yeah, but you know what? I already saw that in Star Trek. I almost felt like they ripped it off from Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. There was an episode where they had that happen to the crew, so I felt like it was an unoriginal idea. So anyway, just to answer Tito's question, I I don't know why sometimes the writing is so bad. Like, for example, I'm a big time Natasha fan, and I was looking forward to Black Widow, and I thought that movie was bad. It was just not good at all. And I heard there's a rumor they might bring Black Widow back, like as a zombie, but I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Mhm.
I would see it though. It better be good writing, you know.
Yeah, I could. Yeah.
David, what about you?
What was the question again?
How come we're not seeing money the same way that we did in the earlier?
Yeah, why they're not as successful as they were before? Like, what's the reason for the decline in the success of it?
I think it's to a point is there's no freshness to it. You know, when Iron Man and Thor came out, nobody knew who this superhero were. People were kind of ambiguous about who this character were. You know, and of course the collectors within this collectors knows about these characters, and it's their first time ever to see them on a big theater, so it drew more attention to the new up and coming MCU. I think that's where the money was made, and at the same time MCU was the movie was done so what collaborated with the storyline of those characters. So it might not be perfectly done, but it's to a point where it shows the character like how you like somewhat percentage of what the comic book has introduced, like the Iron Man, like the how he became, of course within the modern era, but it kind of showed the first act, second and third act was all tied up to the Iron Man comic book, not entirely, but in so what in a in a nutshell that you understood where this character is coming from. Of
Yeah, and they
course,
were kind of true to who he was too.
huh?
They were true to who the character was for the most
Yeah,
part.
I mean, in somewhat percentage. I mean, to a point where even the non-comic book collector or comic book reader understood what the character is all about. And Roger Downey Jr. did a fantastic job delivering that character. It was a perfect fit. you know, and you got Thor, and then you got Guardians of the Galaxy. Who the hell knew? I
Yeah,
didn't know Guardians of the Galaxy, and I went see it, and I loved it because it it resonated with a lot of people because it was fun, it was well written, and the character is like I said, it's based on the comic book. The story was told very well. Now I think what happened is that it's so saturated, and a lot of the writers that have done on a phase 4 and a 5 are non comic book readers. They didn't resource anything what the comic book has produced for those characters and the storyline. I think there was a misconnection, and I think that's where the story just got really, I don't know, the story got just bland, and it got rushed, you know and that's how I see it. I mean, I saw, what was the worst movie that I saw so far when it comes to MCU? I said, you know Iron Man 3. They did Mandarin so damn wrong. I was
that pissed me
okay.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like the number one. Number two was Thor: Love and Thunder. I mean, gore. If they're gonna introduce gore, they should have made it to a two-part series like how they did with Thanos. I mean, but they made that character into a joke, and there were so many stupid moments that it's like it's really, it. And later to find out that the director, Tawawiki, whatever, he didn't do any resource. He didn't do any research on what the whole movies was all about. The character,
yeah,
you know.
But see, you're coming from a collector reader
No, no, no. Don't
perspective.
get me wrong. I don't read, Tito. It's just more of
But
the.
but but you're saying he's doing it wrong. They're not sourcing out the
Yeah,
material.
but you can clearly
They're not
see. You
going
can clearly
to.
see that if anybody who does their research on the character and the stories that has been brought out.
Do you think the general population that goes watches the movies does? Oh, here comes Gore. Let me Google him before I watch this movie.
Right. So
Well,
with
yeah, I
regard
guess.
to
Why does this thing thumbs keep coming up? Why? Like I'm scratching over here. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, you're right, Tito. I guess to a collector's, I guess I'm talking about more of a collector's mindset, but
right.
but
So from a moviegoer mindset, from a
movie
moviegoer
was. I think all the
perspective,
movie was good. I love
Because I'm saying moviegoer because I can't imagine that the collector community is the one that's bringing in $1 billion worth of revenue to a movie. I can't fathom that. Like,
so right. So
Let
if
me
it,
I
ask
think
one
our
question.
community is so small that we could probably bring in maybe 50 million, maybe, but
Was this movie ever
$1 billion?
released in China?
Huh?
Was this
What?
movie released in China?
The
who
Marvel?
cares about China?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because here's the thing.
Yeah,
I
they don't
think that
release
a lot of the
some
movies
things they won't
before
release.
was released in China. I think they did about $300 to $400 million on that market alone.
Right.
Now, ever since Shang-Chi, the China market decided they don't want to release it, so they said, you know what, screw it. I think from then on, you can kind of see how the movie itself is not producing the kind of revenue that how he was doing like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah, but you're talking about international sales. Strictly speaking, domestic. You
Domestic.
still were crossing 300, 400 million.
I myself, regardless if it's Bray Larson or what, I enjoy everything. I mean, as a collector, there's some movies that I think, what the hell? But overall, I'm entertained. It doesn't take too much for me to be entertained, but I enjoyed it. The Marvels, I enjoyed it.
Well, and that's what I'm trying to figure out is what is wrong. Like, what is wrong with Marvel? Is it Marvel or is it the minority few that are so loud that it's impacting sales across the population? I'm sure.
I think it's a bunch of stuff. I don't think you can pigeonhole it.
Number one, there is fatigue, right?
Yeah. Like, it's Biden. I fucking blame it on Biden. I don't care about all you fucking liberal people, but it's a Biden that freaking he brought this damn economy fucking down so much. Yes, I said it. I said it.
When you go back, right? When you go back to phase one, where it all started, people really didn't know who Iron Man was. Let's be honest. If we're talking about generally speaking, nobody
at the time he was a B and C list character at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
he was
not for me. But to me, he was like number one to me.
Yeah,
like,
right.
It's a good movie.
But for everybody else, he's like the third-rate guy.
And then, Incredible Hulk. I'm sure more people knew who Hulk was than Iron Man, right? That's my assumption. But what I saw in phase 1 through phase 4 of the Infinity Saga was there was some type of continuity in between movies to keep me invested into it. Where if you look at now, where's the continuity between movie to movie that's keeping me going? Say, oh, what's going to happen next? Like, what are we doing to further the overall story?
Yeah.
And if you go back,
like a big bad, like
do you think it needs another story?
You think about this, right? We had 3 or 4 TV shows. We had 3 or 4
movies. It was all good. I fucking loved them all.
It was good.
3 or 4 movies. But what was the progression that wanted that said general population keep coming back to the movies because this story is going to keep going, right? And no spoilers for Marvels because, right, for those who've seen it, there is something, but we're not going to talk about that because we're going to pretend that Marvels didn't happen right now.
What do you mean? But it happened.
Yeah, but there's
Can't
the
say you didn't have.
spoilers. It's
It
only a week
happened.
out, dumbass, and we're not wanting to tell everybody what's going on. Damn, David. Shit. But if you go to Love and Thunder, right? End credit scene was Hercules and Zeus. If you go to Eternals, end credit scene, Black Knight and Blade. If you go to um, Spider-Man, there was really no end credit scene, right? It was just like, hey, whatever. But there was no there was nothing for us to be like, okay, none of this is connecting with each other. It's like really a solo project all the way through. And if that is the intent, then that's probably where they need to like figure out we done fucked up. We're not investing our consumers in a way that we did before. And what they did before is they connected all the movies together, even if it was an end credit scene, 20 seconds long. You know, Iron Man goes talk to General Thunderbolt Ross and says we have a team coming together. Or Nick Fury goes to, you know, Iron Man and says we're building a team. There's nothing like that in any of these movies. It's just so sporadic. And
I think we're just spoiled to a point that the Infinity Gauntlet or the Infinity War, along with the Endgame, was such a huge success that after 12 years of this continuity, all came in one and made a huge profit. And now to top that, it's it's hard. It's kind of hard to beat.
well,
And I think people are
I
are
can't
kind of,
say that we're spoiled
yeah,
because
we are spoiled.
you can't say we're spoiled because that's what we got fed. If you're used to eating like that, then that is the norm.
Well, then we just gotta starve a little bit more. I think that's why after this Marvel movie, I think the next movie that will be coming out anytime soon is the Deadpool movie.
Yeah, the Deadpool movie.
That's it. So we're not gonna get any content on theater from Marvel for the next 8 months, maybe
Yeah.
10 months. Maybe that's something that they needed to do from the beginning. Is like not pump out 3-4 movies at a time. They
Dude,
should
you
have
had
just,
all of 2020 and 2021 to figure out shit.
well, they tried. I mean, it's. I think the bad move for MCU had done was to be bought by Disney. I think they should have stayed as Marvel Entertainment.
Well, I mean, no, because then you wouldn't have the Infinity Saga.
You would, you would, but not in the capacity of spending $350 million. But you will still have the storyline because that's what it was going for. This is what Kevin Feige had done in the plan of the 10 to 12 year span that is going to come to this.
I don't think it was because you saw them retconning scene after scene in every other movie.
Well, like I said, to me is ever since Disney has gotten a hold of Marvel, the MCU, it got to a point where it's been just fed. It's just been shoved through our throat, saying, "You know what? You guys, people. There's like millions and millions of
Right.
people are
And
really."
that's what I'm trying to say is they're shoving shit down our throat, right? Like you said. And I wouldn't mind that if there was connection involved. Like Blade showing up in Werewolf by Night or Moon Knight showing up in Werewolf by Night. Like, give me some connection. Because
Well,
when was the last
there
time,
is a connection when it comes to the Marvels. I
dude?
mean, if you watch the Disney Plus series, there's Miss Marvel, and there's what's her name? Not Captain Marvel, but who's the other lady?
The
The
Black
other
Lady?
lady.
Oh no, Monica Rambeau. If you watch the the WandaVision, you know. So there is a connected. There's a
Bro, let
connection.
me ask you this. Marshall Ali was announced as Blade 6 years ago. 6 years ago. What had they done with that character? Okay.
I
Let's
think
pause X, right? Vision, one of the most fucking strongest characters out there, is just free roaming Earth and has not been brought up again. Not in a 30-second blip, not in a post-credit scene. Like, so you have this dude that's just like all powerful, just flying around, and not one mention of this dude. You got Eternals with a big fucking hand hanging out in the ocean, not one mention in the movies. Like, none of this shit makes sense at all. There's no connection in any of it. And that's what that is what pisses me off, is they have all this stuff and they're not connecting it in any way possible. Like, Vision came out in 2020. There's been at least 2 movies since then, a few shows, not one mention.
yeah, but what kind of story can you tell about Vision though, especially White Vision?
Well, I don't give a fuck what
White
story
Vision.
it is, as long as they fucking mention this dude. Like,
Oh, so you were saying that, let's say the movie Marvels, they're going and you see something white flying pass by, and they'll say that's White Vision, and you'll be okay with that.
are you a dumbass?
No, I'm just saying, because you're saying there's no connectivity within the MCU. So I'm saying, yeah, give them that 10-second like thing. And everybody's like, what the hell was that?
It's gotta make
Oh, I
sense,
think that was
David.
Vision.
It's gotta make
Wow,
sense.
who cares
okay?
about Vision? Let's do our thing. You know?
It's gotta make sense. Like, you know what character has the most connection to everything? Have you ever sat down in this phase? Is Wong. Wong showed up in 3 different properties.
Well, it's Chinese. I'm sure it's Chinese. Chinese is everywhere. I mean, I think it has to do with some cultural thing where
I'm just saying,
if
like,
you're Chinese, you're everywhere. You got to be.
He's the Sorcerer Supreme, right?
I like Yvonne's reaction. Like, what? What did he just say?
like you
I
know,
think, yeah.
the general population outweighs the collector population. And while I'm assuming that Marvel takes liberties on some of the stories that they're adapting in from the comics, the general population ain't gonna know. Like, they give 2 shits. Just give me a good story and let's press on. You know, the minority few, the collectors, is probably going to be the ones that's going to be loud and say, "That's not how it happened. It wasn't the Incredible Hulk who flew down, who fell down. It was supposed to have been Silver Surfer, but you know, look how that turned out. It turned out pretty fucking well."
Yeah,
But the general population didn't know that.
right? But
I
the
still
general
wish it was
population-
Silver Surfer, though.
Yeah, but the general population is not going to like. They're not going to stick with it like people that grew up with that stuff and they love that stuff and it means something to them and they're grounded in it and rooted in it and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's just going to be another movie to them, and then they're going to get tired of it and they're going to kind of quit watching it. And so I think they just don't have that. I don't think that the majority of the population's going to stick with it the way that the comic book lovers will, if that kind of makes sense. I think they're just going to kind of fall off and kind of quit going at some point. Like, oh, not another stupid Thor movie. Like the last one sucked. I'm not going to go see this one. And
Well, I mean, I don't think that's necessarily true. They will see it, just they're not going to
they won't get. They might
go to the theater. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like, you're
yeah.
still losing that revenue.
the revenue from the theater. Right,
We saw like Iron Man probably like 3-4 times in theaters,
Yeah.
and we haven't been to
Yeah.
like a theater since.
Yeah, and I don't know that I'll
You know,
ever
it's
go to the. I don't know that I'll ever go watch another Marvel movie in the theater again. I really don't
Is
know.
it because you have a streaming service?
Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
there we go.
part
Hey,
of
there's
it,
your
I-
answer, Tito. It's
Yeah.
the fucking streaming services
Yeah.
ruining the people to go to theaters.
That's not all of it though, because if it was something that we were really excited about,
We
we,
might,
would
yeah.
go. Like,
Like-
we
like
went
it-
to every Star Wars.
If they come up with a good Fantastic Four movie with Doctor Doom and it's like grounded in something that I'm familiar with and that I grew up with and that I'm familiar with and I know it's going to be right and it's going to be good, they're probably going to get the money out of me. I'm probably going to go see that. But I'm not going to go see a lot of the stuff that put out today because I don't give a crap. I don't give a crap about it. I don't want to.
I want to see. I want to see that new Submariner do in a Fantastic Four movie. I'd like to see him get it on with Sue Richards or Sue
Yeah.
Storm, whatever her name is.
Storm, yeah.
And you know what you said about seeing movies multiple times, that gets back to Tito's original question about revenue. There are only a couple of Marvel movies that I saw multiple times.
Yeah.
It was Infinity War, Endgame, the first Iron Man, the first Avengers.
Yeah.
Everything else I just saw once and waited for it to come on TV.
I think I saw Captain America, the first one. I think I saw that in the theaters a couple of times.
Yeah.
Avengers a couple of times. I think we saw Iron Man 3 times or something. Yeah. So
Something like that.
yeah.
I don't. I don't think.
Like Rogue
I've
One
seen-
with
But I'm not gonna go pay money to watch She-Hulk. You know, I'm not
well,
gonna.
I mean that's streaming.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like even that, I mean, just stuff like that's the kind of stuff they're putting out is like more like She-Hulk kind of stuff. And
Which I enjoyed.
yeah, I liked it actually. Everybody dogs that show, but I thought She-Hulk was kind of funny. Like I actually kind of enjoyed it. I get a lot of.
But there's like stuff that you enjoy, and then there's stuff you're gonna actually go to the
Right,
theaters
yeah.
and actually spend that money to.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay money.
I gotta say, before MCU, all the Hulk movies that they put out were not good. The Eric Bana, the Edward Norton, I didn't like any of them.
You're correct, sir. Yeah, they weren't that good. No.
See, I didn't care. Like I think I've watched every movie that has come out.
Mhm.
I don't think I've watched any movie 2 times at the theaters. I think
Not even Snyderverse, not even Justice League.
I'm talking about Marvel.
Marvel.
I don't even think dude. I ain't trying to spend that much money. I got toys.
Well, okay,
to
well
buy.
let's okay. We're talking about how shitty Marvel has become over the past half decade, right? What about DC? They're not doing any better.
No,
I don't know what's going on with DC.
they're not making any money off of it either.
I like the Batman.
I actually like the Aquaman movie too.
I mean,
Oh yeah, Aquaman's
I
coming
enjoyed
out.
it
That's
all.
true.
Yeah,
I
I
enjoyed it
like
all.
that first one.
The Suicide Squad or whatever. It was good, but they're not. They're almost same as what the Marvels has released on Shazam, and that that movie was promoted so heavily.
Yeah, I don't know.
It was a decent movie, but it didn't generate the type of money that.
Right.
I gave up with DC after. I'm not even gonna lie. After Snyderverse failed, like how they did Zack, I was like, I'm done with y'all. Like I ain't fucking with y'all no more. And then I watched Shazam 2 at home, and I was like, this is actually a pretty fucking good flick.
Yeah,
Like,
I liked it.
Yeah, this ain't a bad flick. I don't know what all that hate was for.
I like the Black Adam, and I like the
I like
Blue
Black
Beetle,
Adam.
like-
I like Black Adam, and I like Blue Beetle. I like the stuff they put out.
See,
Yeah.
out of the DC movie, I think I never saw any of the Shazam movie.
It's good. You should watch it.
And I didn't see any of the.
What the fuck is that thing that keeps dropping next to your head?
It's a filter that this freaking iMac does when I do certain here.
Yeah,
That's OS 17 is what it is.
Yeah, we accidentally
gotta
found
do
out
that.
about that last week. We were all sitting. It was like after the podcasting and after our streaming ended.
Yeah, so
We were all kind of
I
talking
did something
backstage,
like this.
and the
Yeah,
And
and the
balloon
balloons
came
started
out.
popping up, and we didn't know
and
what.
it freaked us
And it
out.
was like, what just happened? Like, what's going on? You know, never could figure out why these balloons were popping up on the screen. And
Ron cracked the code.
Ron cracked the code and figured out what it was. So now, if you do this for too long on this thing, it'll give you the thumbs up, and balloons will start popping up, and it'll do like a.
And
disco
Alex was funny. He wanted you to take off your clothes to see what that would do.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, going back to the subject is like, it's the DC is not any better than MCU.
But here's the difference between DC and the MCU. DC never generated the same amount of money. DC was like clouded with shit from the get-go.
What are you talking about? Wonder Woman, the first Wonder Woman.
But they started
first
off with
one.
Superman. Here's the problem:
Yeah.
is they started off with Superman, and they didn't do it right, and people didn't like it, so it turned everybody off right from the get-go. they
They
screwed
did
up.
do it right a couple of times.
Yeah, they screwed up right out of the gate with one of the biggest characters, and they did it wrong. And Marvel didn't. Marvel came out guns blazing, and Iron Man ripped everybody's world, and everybody fell in love with it, and it was incredible, and they did it perfectly. Couldn't have made it better. Couldn't have done it better for the time or whatever it was. Perfect. DC screwed up, and they start off with Superman, one of their best. You said,
Well, no, they really start off with the Dark Knight.
yeah, but that's not really in that whole. Those were really good, but the stuff they're doing now is separate from the Dark Knight. Honestly, it's not the same.
Yeah.
They're not
well,
the same.
I think it's because
It's not
of
the same
Marvel.
Right. So, but
Well, there's
DC
so many
did
good
well.
DC
They
stories
screwed
out
up.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's so many
I
good
thought the
DC
Man of
stories out
Steel
there.
was a pretty. I thought they did pretty okay in the box office.
It's okay. I think there was just so many things wrong with it that, like David, you know how you're talking
Didn't
about how
they
like,
do like 200 million overall?
yeah, I think it did okay, but I
It
think
wasn't
the
a
more-
flop. It wasn't a
it wasn't a
flop.
flop, no, but I just think it didn't grab people, and they didn't keep going back, and they didn't care about more after that. And then they did, and like Ron said, they did after that, and then it's not good again, and they just kind of can't seem to get it. They can't seem to get their crap together and get it right, and they don't. And like Tito was saying earlier, there's not that continuity. You know, like they didn't have that one thing they were going after, and they shoved it all together. It's like they just tried to beat Marvel to the punch with everything, and they just went too fast, and they didn't take their time and do it right, and they didn't put a big coherent thing together that you could follow through with each movie that went along. And they're just busting out with this, now they're busting out with that, and then when they did try to do it, it felt sloppy and unorganized and rushed. So when they do the DC universe and they do the Justice League and they do that, it's just kind of, it feels like it's just all slapped together, and let's just make a blockbuster and slap it all together is what it kind of felt like. It didn't.
And it
It
was
didn't-
entertaining.
And it was fun, and I actually liked it. But
I thought they did okay. I mean,
people
with
liked
the
it.
Superman, who came out next after Superman? Wonder Woman, wasn't it?
Wonder Woman, I think.
Superman,
I love that
then
movie.
BVS, and then
Yeah.
Wonder Woman.
I like
Oh,
Wonder Woman.
BVS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's right.
BVS. I don't know, but
Batman.
Oh, Batman versus. Okay, yeah, that was
yeah,
crap.
you know, but they did Wonder Woman. That was a hit.
Yeah,
They
Wonder
did
Woman was good.
Aquaman. That was a freaking success. It's $1 billion movie. You know,
I like
And why
Aquaman.
Blue
I
Beetle
like
now?
Aquaman. Yeah.
Here- Dude, I could go on fucking years talking about this dumb shit, especially with the Snyderverse.
What is it about the
My
Snyderverse?
belief that the general population that watched the movies were so used to the Marvel formula
Right.
that when Zack Snyder came out with his darker tone, nobody liked it.
Right.
It's not what they were used to.
We-
Now,
Super-
I
don't think
do
that's
agree.
true because
No,
like it started off with
yeah,
the
but-
Dark Knight and
but Superman's
people-
not. Look, man,
Yeah.
Superman's not dark. He's not dark.
No,
no,
he
he's
can have-
dark.
I'm
can have
with
dark
you.
more
Just
stuff,
a different
Superman-
thing. Like, give
Superman,
me
yeah.
something different than Marvel. And if
Right.
you want to go the gritty route, go the gritty route. I don't care as
Yeah.
long as
But
it's
you know,
good.
you have to be true to the
But
characters
being
with that.
Zack
Though. Like, you have to
Snyder
be true to
as a
Superman.
director, I think moviegoers should understand that he made Watchmen, and that was gritty and dark. And if
Yeah.
they go back to all the movies he had made, is
What Snyder was trying to do is be the opposite Marvel. That's what he was doing. He was being completely opposite.
yeah.
And it backfired because the population, the moviegoers just was not used to that, and B, it was a slap shit together and let's get this going.
Right. Yeah. And for Superman, I got it. And I don't know how true this is, but I kind of feel this way. But like, I feel like there's a whole generation of people that know Christopher Reeve as Superman, you know, and they kind of grew up with that. And there's older people like me and you guys and stuff like that. But there's also younger people that watch it too. And I think they did it, you know, they did 3 or 4 movies back in the day. So I think, and then you had this stuff with Steve Reeves back way before. And then the comic books, I think this whole world has like this perception of Superman, and you got to be true to that perception of Superman. And if you get all buck wild with it,
But even
and
Smallville did a good.
you can't have them breaking
like-
people, dude. You can't have them destroying the entire world and burning cities to the ground and breaking people's necks and shit.
But I
You
feel like
can't do
Smallville
that.
kept.
But
true to
that
the
is so
character, yeah.
realistic to a point where if we do have any type of super or metahuman,
Agreed. Yeah, yeah.
you know, it's
And that,
If anything happened, that's the destruction that would happen if there's any type of those fights
Yeah.
that would actually happen.
the,
And
the end goal of the Snyderverse was to have Superman become what we know him to
Yeah.
be.
I
But
guess
it
so.
was the how do we get there was
Yeah.
the trouble.
Yeah.
That dude, that just all that shit pissed me off. I'm like,
It didn't
just
build up. It didn't
let's-
build up to it the
let's-
right way, Yeah, it just
let's
right out
see
the
this
gate, like
through.
yeah,
well, I'm with you, Legend. Fuck, I love Watchmen. I mean, I watched Watchmen like 10 times already.
Yeah.
And
And
then,
that I was actually talking to Rich earlier about this. I'm afraid that Disney is going to course correct how WB did with the Snyderverse, and they're going to do some shit and change stuff around that is just going to be even more discombobulated than
well,
what
well,
it was.
if you really think about it, Blades is going to be rated R, right? I think it's going to be,
I
and
mean,
Echo, the this Disney series is going to be a mature audiences only, okay? And the new Daredevil series and the Punisher series they're working on is going to be considered a tie-in with Echo is going to be a mature audiences only. So they are getting to a point where they don't need to have this teenager watching a movie. It's the people that who's actually watching this movie is people like us,
Right.
a mature.
it's funny how Marvel is transitioning from the kiddie stuff.
Fucking because they're listening to the fan base.
But Snyder was trying to do that before everybody, but Marvel and the fanboys and everybody was not used to that tone. And that fucking just
Right.
killed it.
But isn't Deadpool always rated R no matter
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, no, the Deadpool 2 was considered PG-13.
Oh, really?
No.
Yes.
I think Deadpool 1 was PG-13 and Deadpool
No,
2 was rated R.
no.
I thought they were both R, but
Wait, hold on.
They should be R.
yeah,
No, I could have sworn Ryan Reynolds was like, oh, it's going to be rated R.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait, hold on. I'm googling.
But getting back to DC, there are so many good DC stories that need to be out there. I don't know why they're messing it up. I don't know what's holding them back.
Oh, they said that PG-13 version came out after it was released as a R.
Oh.
For which one?
Deadpool 2.
Because it went to Disney, right?
Yeah, he said the PG-13 rated version of the film titled Once Upon a Deadpool was released on December 12, 2018 to mixed reviews. So Deadpool 2 came out, then the PG-13 version came out later.
You know, it just
Even
baffles.
that movie, fucking, they screwed it up. What the hell? Like, George Brolin should have never been a Cable. He should have stick with a freaking being a Thanos.
Nah, I think Josh did pretty good.
No, it was a. I'm sorry, that movie was a crap. But like, they could have done so much better.
I like the mature audience Marvel shows, like Marvel movies like Deadpool and Venom. They kind of worked for me. And they should be watched by kids, that's for sure.
No. Even Blade. Oh, Blade is going to be considered a rated R movie if they ever make it.
I've never seen any of the Blade movies.
I love those
Never?
movies.
You
Oh,
never
the
seen
first
any
one
of the
was
Blade
just
movies?
naughty.
Mm.
The
You
third
gotta at
one
least
sucked
watch
ass.
part one.
I like
Yeah,
all
I'm going to
of
wait for the new one first, and then I'll watch the old
Yeah.
ones.
And
I don't think they were all good, but I think
that
you liked
rain
them.
scene
Yeah.
is what set the whole movie off.
I don't know if they were actually all good, but I liked them. But I did like them all. Even
I
Trinity.
just like the rave scene. That rave scene just killed
Yeah,
it
the
for
whole
me.
thing. Yeah.
But here's the thing: like I was also thinking about like the Marvel machine, right? Not so much marketing, not so much. I guess you could probably say word of mouth, but consistently between phases 1 through probably 5, you know, it didn't take too much for somebody to be like, "Oh, a Marvel movie's coming out. Let's go watch it." Right? So because it stood on the Marvel brand. The brand is what was bringing a lot of people out. So when I saw Miss Marvel do like $46 million or some shit like that, I was like, did the Marvel brand just get hit so bad that not even a Marvel movie can bring people out?
No,
DC,
it's the hate of it's the hate of the people that they don't like Bray Larson. I think
I
that's
don't like, dude. I'll tell you straight up. I went into the movie giving it a 3 because Brie Larson, and I walked out
what?
of that movie.
Why are
Yeah,
you
I walked
hating
out of
Bray?
that
She's
movie with
fucking
an 8.
beautiful.
I
Did
don't
you
like
see
her
her
that
new
much.
suit? Dude, she had a butt this
It's not
time. You
about
remember
her
the
looks,
part
man.
one?
It's
She
not
did
about her
not have
looks,
butt.
dude.
She had butt this time, and her suit was just fucking dead.
It's not
No.
about her looks,
Like I
man.
said, I came in with a 3. I left with an 8.
So you really
So
liked
you
it.
did like her.
I'm not going to say anything. That's all I'm going to say is I came in thinking of 3. I left with an 8.
You know,
Is it
honestly
because your
speaking,
expectations were so low that was
That
it?
has a lot to do with
Do you
it.
think that had anything to do with it, or was it actually? Did you
It
actually
had a lot to do with Brie Larson.
really?
she did good. She was good in this movie. She was good.
Well, yeah, I'm not going to talk.
But Kamala
like
Khan
I
is
said,
the
I
one
came
that
in
kind
with
of
a 3.
took
I
the.
left with an 8.
Kamala Khan is the one that kind of saved the movie, but just overall, Bray Larson
I heard the
did
villain. I heard the villain sucked.
no.
She's okay.
It was okay. It was
Okay, I
okay.
heard she's just kind of
I go
flat,
with
bad
Bonnie though.
actress,
It
and all
was
that kind of
okay.
stuff. So I
We
don't know.
haven't seen it. I
We
mean,
haven't seen it, so I heard her acting
Go
was kind of
watch
bad.
it.
She was kind of a troll.
Go watch it.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
when it's
Never mind the
streamed, but-
Korean
Yeah.
actor.
I'll watch
you
it
know,
for free, dude. I'm not
singing,
gonna.
but just-
I work hard for my money. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna throw it in the garbage. Yeah.
Well, I mean, so, and that's another thing, right? You got to turn off that baggage when you go to these movies. And when I say that baggage, I mean the history you know with those characters. Turn that off, because I know a lot of people that know the history that gets turned off because it doesn't follow suit to what they know.
Yeah.
And if you just go in there with an open mind and let me be entertained for an hour and a half to 2 hours, you might have a different perspective. But if you go in there with baggage of,
Yeah.
you know, this character is supposed to do this, has this power, and it's from this place, and is mortal enemies with this person, and then
Right.
this and that, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's going to turn you off because it's not what you're looking at.
Okay.
And I think a lot of these YouTubers and a lot of these critics, they forget that they come in with that baggage, and you know we're
So after the movie, you will get baggage with Barbara Streisand. I won't say more than that. Sorry.
Well, y'all can make me go watch this stupid movie. Man.
No.
Hey, like I
No,
said,
it's a good
that's
movie.
another thing, right?
It's a good movie.
Dude, I went to the theater and I bought a large popcorn and 2 large Cokes. That bitch cost me $31. I just
Well, that's your fault right there. You should have never bought.
$100 later.
You stop by McDonald's and buy yourself a double cheeseburger and put it in your pocket.
Stuff it in there.
Yeah, stuff it in your pouch or your pockets.
Your
And you go
your
stop by
beer.
7-Eleven, buy a box of
when I
chocolate.
go to the movies, I go there for the experience. I go there to just let my hair down and just get lost in a world where hopefully it doesn't replicate the world that I live
Well, you
in.
can't let your hair down anymore, Tito. You cut it all
True
off.
story. True story.
Yeah. Sorry.
And I always go to a movie theater with a hoodie because I don't want to put my head back on the chair. I want to cover my head because you don't know what's on that chair.
I always go with the big bag so I can take free food. $100 a week. So. Yeah,
I'm
that's
the
what I
same
go
way.
to.
I wear like oversized
Gotcha.
like hoodies and
Yeah.
I have 2
Yeah.
burgers in there with box of chocolate and
We
Yeah.
share like one of those big drinks.
Yeah.
like-
Yeah.
and I'll just go there and just buy a soda. That's it. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I will buy is drink because
Yeah.
I don't think I can fit a big gulp in my pocket. So
Yeah.
the 2 hamburgers and a box of chocolate, and that's my thing. But yeah, I mean, expectation is good, but I think going going forward is that don't have any expectation. Just I'm just going there knowing that in this time of era at my age that I finally get to see this superhero in a live action, and that alone just brings me joy.
That
I
is something
remember,
we take for granted now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember watching Spider-Man on TV in the late '70s, and that
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
Spider-Man,
You're old as fuck.
and if you watch it now, there's like, what the fuck
It's
was
crap.
I thinking
Yeah.
back then?
It's
But
hot garbage. Yeah. And the
yeah,
Captain America. Have you seen the Captain America one too? Like the live action Captain America from back in the day?
no, I have.
Um,
With the motorcycle helmet.
yes, it's so bad. It's
That's
so bad.
terrible.
Man. Yeah.
So
It's not good.
so there we go. I mean, we've been fed all this good food and good story, good theatrical movies, action movies, and slowly, yes, it has declined, but a, it's still entertaining. You know, I laugh, I cry. Watching Black Panther 2, I cried. You know,
I actually
um,
didn't like Black Panther to be perfectly honest with
I
you.
like Black Panther too. It was not too bad.
it
Haven't
was
seen
not
it.
bad, but it had its moment. That's the whole
we
thing.
saw it.
I didn't watch Black Panther 2.
We saw it.
You saw it. I have not seen it.
We saw it.
I must have been sleeping.
But
Like,
here's the thing: when I go to a movie, do I feel connection with the character?
Of course not.
Did I was I entertained?
That's
You know,
what counts to me. Yes, that right
yes,
there.
and those two are the two major factor for me when I go to a movie is if I don't connect with the characters or if I'm not entertained, to me that is trash.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck where the powers come from. Like,
No,
I
who
don't give a
cares?
shit. Just make it make sense. Like,
I care.
No, you don't. I just look at the movies as like Elseworld,
Veronica.
right? Like
Oh,
it doesn't
yeah.
have to be accurate. It's just
Yeah, I'm kind of a stickler for some things, but I can overlook other things if it's a really good movie.
if you're gonna be a stickler, you're gonna be really miserable. Like
Yeah, like Nick Fury is not a black dude. If you look at the comic books, you
Yeah.
know the original TV series Nick Fury
Original,
was
yeah.
David Hasselhoff. Have you
David
seen
Hasselhoff,
that?
yeah.
Oh God, that was so terrible.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is, you have it's a good thing the speculator market has like pretty much been turned off because of the Marvel, like the recent Marvel movies. I don't know when the last time I saw people speculating on books.
Well, now you can start speculating after what if you watch the Marvels. There's just a lot of spec there now.
Hmm. I always heard that term option. They always speculate on those comic books, even independent comics. It was optioned. And you haven't seen any movies or TV shows about independent comic book stories. I've not seen any.
How about
Right.
that?
even if
This
you
person
do,
did this
like,
this
Well,
comic.
no, come on now, the Invincibles, the Boys.
Yeah,
You know,
that was a long time ago.
you got what?
the Paper Girls.
Yeah.
We bought
I like
that,
Paper Girls,
yeah, we bought that stupid Paper Girls because of that, and boy, that was
but
We
I
didn't
like
pay-
the show.
we didn't pay very much for it, but what a waste of money, dude.
I did like the Old Guard, though. That was not too bad.
the Old Guard was
pretty
good.
Oh, the old guard.
Oh,
This
Charlie
one's gonna come out
Theron.
the sequel of that.
I hope they make a sequel. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she is so hot. Fuck.
But you know what's funny? Like all these people that used to speculate, there's still like TV shows like Gen V, The Boys, Invincible, season 2.
Invincible's really good.
Yeah. Invincible. You
If
gotta
this-
watch that show, Tito.
If this was 4 years ago, people would be speculating all over the place with
Right.
those TV shows, but it doesn't happen
What,
anymore.
what is
Thank you.
Invincible? Is that the cartoon you're talking about?
Yeah, it's really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that one, is
The
it
orange
Jupiter
cover one.
Circle.
The
Jupiter
orange
Circle.
You're talking about the orange pink cover because I always get those two confused.
Okay.
Yeah, the Invincible, the animated series right now on season 2 is just from episode 1 is just a banger right now. I mean,
Don't say anything about it because I haven't.
I'm not
seen
saying
it.
anything. I just say banger.
Don't ruin
That's
that
all
for
I
me.
said. That's all I said, Joe.
Yeah,
All
let's
I
not
said
change the
was,
Well, the
subject.
first
'Cause, I
season.
mean,
Until the first season,
it's
but
like
yeah,
spitting out shit from Marvels, and we done told him not to spoil anything. He's still spitting shit out.
don't
what?
please.
I think
He's
that
the
if
thing
you
is, like, I
watch
don't.
the Marvels, there's a lot to speculate on.
Right. Yeah.
You know.
And
That's
I
all
don't
I
care as
said.
much about
That's all I
spoilers in the
said.
Marvels because I know it's going to be a while before we see that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you can ruin Marvels for me,
Yeah.
but don't ruin Invincible though. 'Cause I can say that.
No, I'm not going to ruin anything.
It was just one of those thought processes that I had today where I was like, why are we not making money? Like the movie's making the money.
I think there's a bunch of reasons. Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
I'm glad you say right now why they're not making the money. So let me ask you this: it's a speculative question. Spawn. It's been in talks to make the movie like 5 years ago.
When Blade comes out, Spawn would come out.
You think?
No, but I mean, I'm just fucking saying it because Blade was
So
supposed to come out like 2 years
it's
ago.
been longer than 5 years,
Do you
hasn't
think
it?
if Spawns comes out, you know
I'm
that
just
he's
saying.
gonna have his own Spawn universe. You think Spawn's gonna hit a $1 billion?
It might.
It depends on how they do it. I mean, if it's done
That's
right,
a, that's
yes.
a really
like
that's a really beloved character, and it's pretty popular. And there's a lot of people that love.
I think
Spawn.
it all
They do
boils
it
down
right.
to word of mouth. That's all it is.
Yeah, if they do it right.
If they do it right, word of mouth.
Yeah, of course. If all the MCU movie was done right, it would probably make a good winning. But what I'm saying is, you think Spawn, regardless if they do it right, just the character alone, saying that there is a movie being released in 2025, let's just say in summer of 2025,
No,
you think it will make a first week of $200 million?
I won't even want to go in and see it.
Why?
first week 200 million.
Yeah, first week 200 million.
Probably not.
Nah.
Probably not.
I'll just,
Well,
I'll just
see,
wait for
there
it.
you go. I think you also you say why this MCU movie is not making money. Like you said, Spawn has a huge following. I mean,
No, it doesn't.
It's a cult
No,
following.
it doesn't. In the grand scheme of things, let's be real. Grand scheme of things, Spawn does not have a big following.
it has a fervent
It has
following.
a fervent. Yeah, it has a very. It's a niche thing, but it's got a hardcore following.
Yeah, I mean, it has a hardcore, but I mean,
but it's got diehard following. Yeah.
Yeah, those that do follow it, like
Really follow it, yeah.
So you think you think if it comes out, there's going to be another like a Black Adam, where not many people know about this character? But since
Yeah,
it's a
like the
superhero-
one, like that Craven the Hunter coming out. No one's going to see that.
I just think Spawn. You know what Spawn has going for it, and I'll tell you what Spawn has going for it. It has a movie already out.
Yeah.
So when trailers drop, people are probably going to watch that movie and determine whether or not they're going to want to watch the other movies. But Spawn is such a small niche crowd that there's nothing to tie it to anything big. You know, you have Superman with DC, you have, Wonder Woman, Miss Marvel with Marvel, and then you have Spawn with who? Image. Who the fuck is Image? It's just in the grand scheme of things, I don't think so.
you don't think so? Even with the history of 30+ years that has been on comic book.
Bro, let's be real. Let's be honest.
No, even with you remember back in early.
No. Let's be real. All of us has been on YouTube for at least 5 years, right?
7 years for me,
right? How many people were talking about Spawn when we all first started?
Dude, a lot of people.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
No. Did I stutter?
No.
Come on. I mean, Spawn was it was a book that you always needed to have in your collection. Spawn
The
number
number
one.
one, yeah, but
Yeah.
is
Like
like a character
I think
or
there was
something that
enough.
people collect.
I think there was enough people talking about it.
Yeah.
You
There
know
was
what I
people-
might see in Spawn universe is that gunslinger. I wouldn't
Yeah,
mind
cool.
seeing that in the big
I
screen.
like the gunslinger. Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah.
We-
That, I
we
mean,
saw
If
Tom
they
McFarlane.
make it work, I might go.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, actually. And we saw McFarlane several years ago, and he did like a QA thing, and he was talking about doing a Spawn movie and doing it the right way and all that kind of stuff. And that was a long
That's
time ago.
years ago.
It was years
yeah.
ago, and so he's been talking
yeah,
about
but
that. He's been quite
imagine you have a whole Spawn continuity with Gunslinger, Angel, what's that? Violator,
yeah.
all this.
that's
And I
what
would want,
it's
and I
gonna
would want
take-
McFarlane heavily involved with it too.
it's going to take word of mouth to
Yeah.
bring in numbers because not a lot of people know about Spawn.
Yeah. Don't just come out with it now. They got to build it up. You got.
I mean,
with it, do
I
it
think
right,
I think a lot of people would
right
know
way.
about Spawn. I think a lot of people, because I enjoyed the HBO animated series on
Yeah.
HBO. Back then.
Mhm.
It
Yeah,
was
but that was
it
rated
was a
R,
great
right?
great movie. It was a great show.
Uh,
And,
There
and,
are
and
some
I know one out of every 3 household had HBO and Showtime.
yeah, but okay. 1 out of 3 people had HBO, right? And I believe that time slot was like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. And how many adults, general population? I'm not talking about fucking comic. Let's get rid of comic book because we're such a small group when it comes to the movie attendance. How many of the adults were watching cartoons back then? Generally, not a whole lot. Oh, I was too, and yeah, I was too. But I mean, we were a small crowd,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
and
Spillpin
you
Comics
couldn't
said
have
people are
kids
testing
watch
on
it.
this due to Mortal Kombat and Call of Duty.
huh?
I think people are catching on to this character because I think it's due to the Mortal Kombat video game that Spawn was introduced like a few years back. I don't know about Call of Duty.
He was introduced in another movie. Y'all forgot about Ready Player One. He was in that movie.
Was he?
Yes.
Well, fuck! I missed that Easter egg.
No shit. Because you're a general population that don't know too much about Spawn until it's like thrown in your
Well,
face.
fuck! I know about Spawn, but I did not see Spawn in that movie. I saw whatchamacallit, Robotech guy.
Well, I guess I'll watch Ready Player One now.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna read the book.
Look, Jamie
Oh,
Foxx
really?
Jamie Foxx has been attached to that movie for God knows how long. Jeremy Renner was attached to Sam and Twitch for God knows how long.
Well, I mean, scratch that. That fucker can't walk anymore.
Oh yeah, you can. He just did a video where he was running up and down a fucking hill.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Wow. Well, speedy recovery for him then.
Fox is gonna
I
be
mean, Speedy has been 10 months.
Do anything?
Yeah, but from the last time I read that they thought that he could never walk again.
Yeah, that's the media fucking sensationalizing shit.
Ah.
They don't do that, Tito.
Of course not. Of course
They
not.
don't do that. They always tell the truth.
Clicks. It's all about that clicks, right?
That's right. Yeah. Pillars of truth.
Well, Spielman Comics say that he was also on Call of Duty 3 months ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they introduced him. McFarlane did a big ass thing.
See, there you go. There's not just minority of, there's like some more of people that knows about this character. So when this movie comes out, you don't think he will do 200 million?
No, I don't think he'll do not the
I'll be
first.
surprised if he doesn't do. I'll be really
The
surprised.
only way it'll do 200 million if word gets out.
Yeah. It's got to be
If the
good.
story's good. If the
Yeah,
story's
if
good.
it's good, it will. But
It's
it's going
not
to have to be good.
Spawn is not going to bring $200 million by its brand. It's not going to do that.
No, it won't. Because, as a comic book collector, there are still some independent comic book movies that I saw, even though I never read the comics. So one is Rocketeer, another one's Hellboy. There's 300 by Frank Miller, and then there was Wanted with Angelina Jolie. Those are all comic book movies, and I never read those comic books.
Mhm.
It's only after I saw those movies I bought the comic books.
Yeah, but they were good too. Those are
They were
love
good.
them.
Yeah.
everything you mentioned is a good movie, and it made a lot of money at the box office because it was a good
Mhm.
movie.
So
Yeah.
Spawn needs to do that.
Yeah,
Spawn
so
needs to make a good
make a good
story,
movie.
and then people will see it.
Word will get out. People will see it. Hey, that's a good movie. Go see it, and blah blah blah. Because 300, that wasn't anything like I didn't know that was a comic book when that came out.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, and I like Frank Miller, but I didn't realize that it was based on the comic.
Well,
book or
even
whatever.
Sin City did really well.
Yeah, they all
I
did.
don't know if Sin City did as well as I hoped. I
Here's-
like Sin City.
Here's the thing about Spawn, and if you paid attention to what McFarlane was saying, the Spawn that we know in the comic books is not going to be the same Spawn that we have in the movies. At least when he first was, pitching it and throwing it out there, he wanted a ghostly
Yes.
figure, like kind of like the Mist. If you've seen the Mist, kind of like that in the shadow type character. So for all those people that wanted to go watch Spawn because they play Mortal Kombat or they saw him in Ready Player One or read the comic books, they're going to be disappointed because that's not Spawn they know.
Yeah.
Now I will say this:
I think that's a good angle to go by, though, to introduce that character, like a
There's a
mysterious figure in the dark
Yeah.
that does.
there's
And
a
you got two detectives trying to figure out who's
But
making all
David,
this.
that will piss off the diehard comic book fans, though.
I don't know.
I don't know.
well.
I'm
this is
ready
what I
on
say.
that one. I don't
If you
know.
guys ever have time, there's a fan made film on YouTube with Spawn who
Whoa.
uses the ghostly approach to it, and it's fucking good.
Yeah,
Like,
See?
it's really good.
I agree.
That's
But
what I'm
I'm not a
saying, like-
diehard Spawn fan. Like, I like Spawn. I'm familiar with it and know who he is and all that stuff. And I used to watch the cartoons and all that stuff. But so I'm
I
grounded
think
in
some
that.
people
but
are just going to be excited to see like a
Yeah,
Spawn movie. and-
possibly so. But
Good night, legend.
legend.
Mm-hmm.
Good night,
We'll come
old
back
man.
in 10 minutes now, like the last time you say you're gonna take a nap.
Nighty
All right,
night,
good
old
night.
man.
I don't know. I
I don't know.
want Spawn to do well, but that's just a hard universe to try to
Yeah.
build. Especially if you want to bring in different hell spawns. That I think that's going to take some really creative writing and out the box thinking to get that shit going.
Well, McFarlane is not the best known writer, but I think if he collaborates with somebody who knows how to write a good script, I think it can be done right. And like I said, I like the angle that he's going, that he's a mysterious figure in the shadows and two detectives trying to figure out why there's so many crime within the dark alleys. And at the end of the movie, you show Spawn, throughout the movie you show Spawn here and there, and you play that detective type of what was that with Brad Pitt and Morgan Freeman?
Seven.
Yeah, like a Seven type of like dark giddy and trying to detective story, and you got Spawn at the end, and you come out with a sequel, with Spawn. I don't know. I like this angle.
I don't know. I don't know if the production team is still with the Spawn, but Blumhouse was attached to it. And
Well, there we go. Blumhouse, they never fails with their
if
horror
Blumhouse
movies.
I
could,
think
like-
I think they should turn it over that Taiki Watiti and make a comedy out of it.
Oh, come on, Joe. Really?
Have them crack a bunch of stupid
I would
jokes.
never
every
see
10
that
minutes.
movie. I promise you that. That movie.
I would
Have
never
them
go
make
see
a
that
bunch of
movie.
stupid jokes every 10 minutes and make a clown out of everybody. That'd be great.
Well, Tito is arguably
Just
the
Vein.
biggest Spawn collector here. So if it were up to you, Tito, who would you have write that Spawn movie? Stephen King? Who would you choose?
Well, I don't know writers too well, but if we are going, with uh what's that? What Silent is that the movie? It had like 2 sequels. Don't Talk.
Silent.
It's basically a
Mm.
family that cannot talk or talk loud because
Oh,
he's
is that
already
quiet or?
yeah quiet. Like
Quiet
yeah, if
place.
you can get a
Yeah,
writer like that to do some shit
yeah.
with
Yeah,
that kind of acting,
that
and
would
he
be
wants to
great.
do that mysterious thing, that's who I would go for. Whoever
Yeah.
was doing that.
Did Krasinski write that or?
He might
I think
have.
I
I
thought
don't
he
Well, let me
He
directed
dir-
hold
it
I
or
think
on.
he
something.
directed it. I think.
yeah, I
He
think
I don't
he
know.
directed
directed
it.
it.
Yeah,
I don't know if he wrote it, but yeah, he was pretty heavily involved with it.
that
It
was
was
such
really
an
good.
original story.
Yeah,
So
Very
good.
original.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the second one wasn't bad either.
dude. Honestly, I wouldn't mind Christopher Nolan taking that stab at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Like I think Christopher Nolan has the out the box thinking to make it work.
Oh, I'm trying to think about this guy's. I'm trying to think of what she's looking it up right now. Somebody that might be good for that would be
He did the witch,
the
right?
witch and the
Robert Eggers. That was
Robert Eggers. Yeah, Robert Eggers might do good with that. He did like the witch and
the
the
lighthouse.
lighthouse and a couple of those pretty interesting horror movies.
Yeah.
They have a really dark, foreboding, unnerving tone about the way he directs things.
And you kind of hit the head. Is that unnerving feel through
Yeah.
through that suspense, through that?
Yeah.
That's
And he's
how you want
really
to
good
do
at
the
that.
mystery. Then you got to make it suspenseful. You got to make
Right.
it like unnerving. Like what
Yeah.
the fuck is going to happen?
Like you get that, like when you're watching it, you get that uneasy feeling, and you're just
Yeah.
not real comfortable. You're not just not real comfortable, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what it needs to be done that way for sure. Yeah.
But I don't know. McFarlane is. I think he's too hands on. I think he needs to write an outline of what he wants, and let everybody else like fucking do it. Take care of it.
So John Krasinski is one of the writers for A
Yeah,
Quiet
for
Place.
Quiet Place. It's called A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
But Spawn, I'm telling you right now, like if Blade makes it, then Spawn will come out.
But I don't know. But I like Tarantino to make Spawn movie.
Tarantino.
Tarantino as a director.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Hold on.
I like his movies, but Spawn. I don't want to watch Spawn talking to somebody in the diner for 30 minutes before anything happens. Just driving in a car with somebody having dialogue for 30 minutes, and then
What you can't see Leonardo DiCaprio playing Spawn?
God.
that would suck.
Hey, no bullshit. He probably a pretty good Sam. Like I wouldn't mind him playing Sam.
That'll be yeah. Sam will be good.
I think Leonardo has the acting chops to be Sam. Yeah, and Jeremy Renner as Twitch.
Yeah, I could.
Yeah, but who would play Spawn?
Well, Jamie Foxx is attached to it. I don't know if he's still attached, but
See, I don't like that idea. Like,
If you were casting,
he's a
who would?
he's a great actor, but I don't.
I would have Michael B. Jordan to be Spawn.
no,
Actually.
I'll go back. I like Michael J. White. Like I would bring him back.
Who?
Michael J. White,
Yeah, I like him too.
the original Spawn.
Yeah, why not?
Or maybe just have freaking. Who's the guy who's played? Whatchamacallit? The one-eyed guy from Marvel.
Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, Samuel L. Jackson.
No.
You know,
All you have to say is motherfucker.
you know, like
No, I can't quit talking.
the what's the guy? He was in that Netflix movie with Majors about the country. He had revenge on his brother or some shit like that on his family. Well, the guy, the slow speaking guy
Mhm.
that killed the little brash dude was full of ego. I wouldn't mind that dude being.
I don't know what that is. Yeah.
What movie?
What movie is that?
I think CBA is looking it up right now.
I'm trying to look it up. Yeah.
Did y'all ever
Hey,
see Dave Chappelle making
since
fun of
we since
Samuel
we're
L.
talking,
Jackson?
I'm sorry, Joe. Go ahead.
Did you ever see Dave Chappelle doing that skit where he's doing that Samuel L. Jackson beer? Like it's supposed
Oh
to be like
no.
Sam's beer, but it's Sam Jackson beer.
It's like, no, I can't stop.
No, I
yelling.
can't stop yelling because that's the way I talk.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, that's pretty. Yeah, I got to check that out if you haven't seen it. It's actually pretty funny.
So, would you cast Dave Chappelle as Spawn?
That would be amazing. No,
No, Tito.
I don't
I
know.
think it'd work.
That's kind of on a limbo. Like I'm all about it, but just somehow I can't see him being a Spawn. Hey, okay, here's my question.
I had to think because I got to take Dave Chappelle out of the comedy,
yeah,
and make him serious. I think
He could
it'll
do
work.
it.
I think
He
I
could
think
do it.
He can
He
work.
can
that.
do it. He's a very,
Yeah.
he's a very educated guy.
no,
You know,
Yeah.
no.
I think his father was a philosopher or some literature philosopher or something. Or
Yeah.
I
His
don't
mom
know.
was a professor.
Yeah, professor. Oh, okay, let me ask you this.
Yeah,
That would draw in a lot
movie.
of audiences. A lot of people would go see it if Dave Chappelle did it.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
I would, but it
I
doesn't mean
would.
it would be good.
Bet he might surprise you.
He might surprise you, but he's like 5 foot tall. He weighs $105. I just don't see him playing Spawn. Like it'd be like watching like an 18-year-old kid and I don't know.
Well, I
Man.
mean, look what Heath Ledger did with
Yeah, I
Joker.
don't know if he's missed. I guess.
Well, I mean, he kind of fits. He's bald. He's black.
There's a lot of bald people, David. It doesn't mean they should play Spawn.
Well, I mean, you don't have to have that. Well, anyway, okay. Anyway, my question to you guys is: if there was any superhero or comic related movie that you would want to see, what would be it? That is
Legion
not
of Superheroes.
what?
Legion of Superheroes.
Legion of Superheroes. Interesting.
Yeah, Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes.
Ah.
That would be my number one choice. I would love to see that on the big screen.
I want Sasha Kaye. I think that's how you say her last name. I want her, the Supergirl from the Flash movie. I want her.
Oh yeah.
with a good
She's
story.
awesome. Yeah,
Oh,
she's
she's
awesome.
damn good. God, did
Yeah,
you see her in the Supergirl suit? Oh my God.
I don't
Oh,
think we're
just-
talking about the same thing.
Man, I would eat ice cream off of that suit.
You're an idiot. I think she could do it. Like, give her a good script and she can fucking make it work.
Yeah,
She
I like-
made it work. Fuck. I mean, all you have to do is fly in that suit. What's
Yeah.
up, comic and culture? All right, what about you guys, Hazel Dan? What movie would you like to see that is
man.
comic book related?
Daredevil.
No, that's already been made. Something
No,
that is
like
not been
Like a
made.
good movie.
A good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've seen. I know, like the TV series was incredible, but I would like to see a good movie because Daredevil is one of my favorite characters. So
And I really like
Yeah.
what's his name is Daredevil.
yeah, I'd like to see a good Daredevil movie. I think
You like
Um,
Cox?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Charlie.
Charlie
whatever.
Charlie
yeah,
Cox.
Charlie Cox.
Yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
Cox.
Yeah, I think maybe, and if I have more time to think about it, actually, I really want to see I want to see a good Fantastic Four movie. than
Yeah,
that. That's
that'd
really
probably
what I want.
be-
I want to see
yeah.
that more than anything is a good Fantastic Four movie. Like they owe me
Yeah.
that.
Huh, interesting. You know what? I was thinking if they make Danger Girls live action movie,
Yeah.
The
That would
studio
be
will
like-
get canceled.
what?
The studio will get canceled.
Why?
Really? Really?
Why would it be canceled?
Are you going to change everything about Danger Girl?
No, you
Oh,
make it into a rated R movie.
yep, definitely getting canceled.
Dude, man, I'm like, I will watch that movie over and over and over and over again. You got girls, guns, actions.
Girls,
Yep.
girls.
Canceled.
I'm telling you,
Re-
Danger Girl.
Really,
Danger
David,
Girl.
that's the one you want to see? Really?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
I'm actually in my closet. Wow, that came out weird, but I'm looking at my books and I'm like, what?
He's in his closet looking at his books.
Yes.
You know, I'm telling you, that just somehow does not sound good.
Well, the door's not closed, so let's keep it open, all right? But
Danger Girl.
my collection's so focused that it's crazy.
Danger Girls is almost going to be like Charlie's Angel, but rated R.
Oh, what was that one? Oh my God.
Did Charlie's Angels do very well in the movie theater?
Yes, it did.
The
Did
part
you
one
pretty
did,
good?
yeah.
Yeah,
Part one did.
part one did.
I never saw it. Yeah,
I didn't see
Signs
it.
I never did.
Come on, Drew Barrymore, Cameron
Resistance.
Diaz, Lucy
Resistance.
Liu. Oh man, Jesus Christ!
Would you
Like, I don't
recycle
want-
that for
like, I
Danger
feel
Girl?
like going into a freaking my closet.
Yeah, I think Resistance would be a good one, but I'm also a space sci-fi kind of guy. And there's another one that came out like 2 years ago. That was space sci-fi. I can't think of that book. Oh, you said superhero. Fucking give me a good Gambit.
I thought you said comic book, or is it
I don't know.
superhero?
Comic book
I
or
think you said
superhero?
superhero. Yeah, give me a Gambit movie. That's without that one dude. I forgot that dude that was attached for the longest time. Channing Tatum.
Channing Tatum, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what, Magic Mike?
I like the original Gambit. Like, I wish they would bring him back.
The guarantee. I like him. Actually.
You do
Get off
like
the
Channing
phone,
Tatum.
David. Damn, you're live.
What? What I missed? My wife called at the airport saying that she's getting on board right now. So, okay.
Oh.
So what I missed?
Nothing. Me
Nothing
cracking
really.
jokes on you.
We're still
What,
trying to
you picking
figure
up
out.
crap now?
No, I said Gambit.
Yeah.
No, we don't want Gambit.
Why
I
not?
want, if you're gonna talk about mutant, give me Rogue.
Yeah.
Rogue would be good.
Yeah.
Yes, Ron, I say Rogue. Give me that animated, like the 1990 animated series Rogue. But I still stand by my movie is give me Danger Girl. I think that'll be a hit.
Yeah, I don't know.
No.
Why? Why do you, okay? Why do you guys even read Danger Girls?
No.
No.
Okay, see, that's
I just
why.
look at the pictures.
That is why.
I just look at the pictures, David. I don't read it.
Yeah, it's like you never seen Charlie's Angel. It's
No.
like Charlie's Angel,
I've
more
seen
skin.
She's seen it. I haven't seen it. But
Yeah, with more skin and more violent. There's
Yeah.
no story behind it. All you need
Cancel.
is just it's like cancel.
Cancel.
So there's no story behind.
Yeah.
From the studio to the director, all canceled. Hashtag me too all over that shit. I'm sorry. And then Brie Larson legit is gonna be correct.
Oh, she'll be good as a Danger Girl. Her, Charlie Theron, and Dardario. Man, those three as a Danger Girl. Whew.
What's the
I mean, you contrast
Amber-
Dario and everything.
Amber Heard? She's crazy, but she's pretty.
Yeah,
Amber
oh, God.
Yeah.
Pretty
Yeah,
is
pretty.
an
She's nice.
understatement.
She's pretty.
her blue eyes.
I don't know what color her eyes are, but
What
she's
what
pretty.
what about that version of Hawkman that was in Black Adam? Would you see that again?
Oh
That
hell
was
yeah!
that was freaking awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That guy is kind of cool.
it's very cool. I like
He
Doctor Fate
reminds me
too.
of
I like
that
that whole
other
thing.
actor.
Yeah.
What's his name? Who's the other British actor that kind of has the same accent? He was supposed to be the Black 007. I forgot his name.
Oh,
I just
Oh,
Idris
I
Elba.
just
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah, some kind of he does that hotel.com
yeah.
commercials. Yeah.
Booking.com, yeah.
I wanted him
Yeah.
as a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Idris.
Idris
that
Elba,
just
Idris
sounds
Idris
like
Elba.
a
Elba, yeah.
phenomenal
Yeah,
actor.
Yeah.
yeah,
Edris,
yeah.
whatever.
Man, I wanted him to be James Bond so bad. That would have been so
But
freaking great.
but he reminds me that the character, I mean, the actor that played the Hawkman,
Because he's
he
black,
kind of,
Yeah.
you racist
come
fuck.
on, it's nothing to do with this. Jesus. You cancel, Tito. You got 6 people watching this, and then you have to say this now. Freaking become like
Everybody was thinking it. I just said it. Okay.
no, but
Yeah,
they had
I
that-
totally look. I totally was not expecting a Black Hawkman. I did not see that coming, but I enjoyed his version of it. It was
Oh,
really
yeah.
excellent.
It was incredible.
I
It
wish I wish they would make a movie with just him or with him in
Yeah.
hospital.
I think you're right. I think I would really like to watch it because the
It kind of
story.
makes sense though.
Yeah,
Like
and his
he's
story, like,
sexy. Come on,
Yeah.
he was
and
sexy.
Hot Girl and him, like just their story together. It's a cool story.
It would be a
Like,
good love
their
story.
relationship, and it's cool. Yeah,
I'm sorry, but that dude, it was sexy. The way he talks and just his whole
pretty
like,
hot.
the way he
Yeah.
carried, he was sexy.
It
I think
hot
it
for
was.
sure.
Bro, and you were talking about me in the closet? I don't know, man.
yeah, I think it would have been perfect for
Yeah.
Bond.
Yeah, he would have been a great Bond. Yeah, I was really disappointed when they didn't end up getting him for Bond, but yeah, that whatever. I think he would have made a good Doctor Who also.
As
You know
I said,
what?
I would have liked him as a doctor.
He would have been good as Doctor Who as well. Yeah.
You know what's so funny? Like I titled this episode "Have Some Backbone, Brothers,"
Right.
but I have no idea where that come from. I don't know what I
Right.
was.
I thought you had something in mind whenever you titled that, but I don't know.
No, I thought I put enough is enough, but I don't know what I just reading it right now. It said comic talk. I mean hashtag comic talk episode 32. Have some backbone, brother. Like what the hell was I
It's like-
thinking?
It's like one of those clickbait titles. you
That
know?
was such a clickbait
Have
title.
some backbone. These guys are talking about Dave Chappelle and bald people and who can play what.
Did you see Rich's comment?
Yeah. He's at work right now, but I'm dying laughing. David doesn't have a single non thought in his head. I don't have a single dirty thought in my head. It's just pure thought. Thanks. No, but seriously, what the hell was I thinking? Have some backbone, brother. I know I gotta be. I know I was mad at something.
It
So
was related to the whatnot thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the whatnot thing.
No, what? No, see, I thought the title was "Enough is Enough," and that's why I wanted to go into whatnot, saying, "Okay, enough already with this drama. Let's move on," because there's nothing that the whatnot is gonna do with this guy. But after reading this, like, what the hell was I thinking? That had nothing to do
hey, you want to hear a comic book collecting story? I want to tell you a comic book collecting story.
Sure.
That
Yes,
happened.
tell us about yourself, Tito.
Not me. Not me. I promise you, not me. If it was me, you would probably know. So I was at a con, I think last weekend, and it was a small con, a hotel lobby, and I'm digging books, and I find, first furry beast, and then I picked up a Star Wars book. And I'm walking back because I pretty much did like a circle about, and I'm finishing up that circle. And then I come across this older gentleman with his, I think, 2 granddaughters. No, his wife and his granddaughter with 3 boxes, like moving boxes. And there was a guy in there, and I'm looking at the books this guy was pulling out, and I'm like, huh. So I started digging through these books, and I'm like, huh, oh, this is about to get really interesting. But the books that I was looking at was nothing compared to what books this guy was pulling out. And I'm looking to the side, and I see a Overstreet. I think it was an Overstreet from 94, 95 or some shit, an older Overstreet. And then I'm looking at the prices of the sticker prices on these books. And I'm like, is this dude really selling it for this much? Let's put it like this, right? At the end of the day, this guy bought minimum 6.0s across the board, minimum 6.0s. He bought Fantastic First Doom. I don't know which one that is, right?
Number 5.
All right. Fantastic 4-5, 48, 52.
What? No 49?
No 49. First Inhumans, First Vision, and one more book. Guess how much he paid for them?
And you think they're all mid grades, about 6.0s?
Yep.
I said about $200.
1,000?
Because you're saying that it was 1995 Overstreet price guide.
He paid $1,700 for everything.
Crazy.
What? Just that Doom book alone, fucking, he come ahead already.
Yeah, that book alone is about a $10,000.
Bro, hey, I left there and like I called Rich and he was sleeping. And I'm like, I don't know anybody else that'd be as excited as like the shit that I just saw. Like, but Rich enlightened me even more because I did not know Dr. Doom fetched for that much at that grade.
Mm-hmm.
See, in my head, in Tito's value head, a 6.0 out of Dr. Doom was like $3,000.
Yeah,
I didn't know that bitch was like quadruple that shit.
Yeah, it's close to 10, I think, or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that book, well, my understanding is really hard to get anything over 5 from.
Yeah.
From,
it gets a little bit harder. And whenever that big boom happened and everything like skyrocketed, at one point 6.5s and 6.0s were going for 30 and 40,000 at one point.
Crazy.
During the height of it all.
Okay, wait. Let me ask you this, Tito.
There's like a 6.0 or 6.5 that sold for $45,000 or something crazy like that.
What the hell were you doing?
When to not get those books? Is that what you're saying?
No. I'm sure he was there first, but after he bought it, did you go and kind of?
Oh no, dude! Hey, bullshit you not. When they came up with the final numbers and they shook hands, and I looked at both of them, I was like, "This was the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life. This was fucking cool." Because in my head, it was a good deal across the board. Until later, I found out that Dr. Doom was worth a lot more. Then I was like, okay, that might be a little bit scummy. But
yeah,
you know, at that moment of time, I was like, I shook both of their hands. I was like, great fucking deal. And then
where did this happen at?
At a convention.
At a convention?
It was a small con.
And you didn't buy anything from that guy?
No, because if I was to buy anything, I would have bought the 52. I didn't
because I'm asking is like throughout that old Silver Age that comes out to average about 6.0 in your observation.
But I don't.
I would have just told him, I'll buy this whole box for $500.
Well, you know, if I'm a flipper or you know some shit like that, then yeah, I probably would have went in on it. But I like those are cool ass books, but it's not something that I would want in my collection because I don't really like. I said, the only one I would take would be 52.
I don't understand. Like I don't understand. Like somebody that has those books.
He had a price guide. It was just
from like 1505.
I mean, I can't speak for him.
Yeah.
I can't speak for him, but I mean, if he has a price guide, he probably plus it up a couple more dollars, knowing that you know he did have some valuable books. But at the end of the day, like they're comic
He
books.
probably thought he was ripping that dude off that was buying the books from him.
Yeah,
No
well,
kidding.
I think the total cost that came out, even at
Man,
full
if I was
price.
there, I would have said, "Oh, wait, 1,700. I'll give you 2,000 for those
No,
books."
I'm not gonna fucking cockblock some dude.
So you witnessed this transaction. Did you witness the buyer taking the book out of the bag and
Yeah, yep,
turning the pages and all
Yep,
that,
yep,
and inspecting the books?
yep,
Wow,
yep.
that's a weird transaction to me. Something doesn't sound right.
Yeah, no, well, I would have said 2,000. You know what? I'll give you 2,000, bro.
No, dude, you gotta.
And then I would have
Korean.
jumped in front of you and I said, I'll give you 3,000.
Well, see, the auction has gone
give you
already.
three.
Well, I'll give you 4,000.
Well,
I'll
and
give
that's
you
the
five.
thing. Like, I mean, I guess you could say to normal people, they're just like kids' books, and like these books was from his personal collection, like off the rack. That's how old he was. And
How old? Like, are we talking about 80s or 90 years old or 50 to
he
70
was like
years old?
probably mid 70s to about early 80s.
That's going to be me. I'm going to have an old price guide. Here, you want these books?
And like I think in total at full price it was like 3,300 or 3,400 at full price, and the dude offered him 17, and he took it. And that's
That
what I was
doesn't
like.
sound right to me.
Wow.
Something's not right.
Wow.
No, it was legit. It was legit. It was just a dude that didn't know the values of the books.
Is somebody vacuuming?
Oh no!
Was that a suction?
Oh, my camera's not on. I was out in the driveway.
Oh.
It was a garage door.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like vacuuming or have some kind
Yeah.
of suction vacuum something.
I bet you were thinking
Economic times are pretty bad. So if people are that desperate to get that money, I guess it could be done.
Well, I mean,
wanted to-
No,
a
Ron.
major
Don't,
win for
don't
him.
try to
Yeah, but I mean-
justify
But
this.
still,
that one
like,
book is worth
Look, the
10,000.
guy was
What's
a
the-
collector. The guy
Well,
was
what's
a
the other
collector.
explanation then? The transaction doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
it makes sense that if you eliminate the FF5, like
Yeah, it makes
The
sense.
rest of
Yeah,
that,
the rest of
okay,
it's fine.
like-
I get that, but that
I
Fantastic
don't know,
Four number
but
five,
as a collective, wouldn't you think that he would be at least trying to do more research instead of looking at a 1994 overpriced?
I thought the cat was
Overstreet
that. I
price?
thought everybody understood these things are worth money now, and it's hard to, like apparently, I know there's still deals to be found out there, but like that's
yeah, it'd be like a simple search these days.
yeah, like it's not that hard to find out anything. Like
Yeah,
if you want to
it
know
just don't
something,
make sense.
you can find out.
it's not like it's an obscure like golden
No.
age that never comes to
Yeah,
market. Like
I understand if the one hasn't been sold in 20 years and you're taking a stab at it, but one of these books sells every 45 minutes.
Well, the Doom 143 saying that 94 was the first boom. He probably thought that he got that guy. Yeah, I'm sure he probably thought that he made good money, but still, at a collector's not knowing what your collection is worth, I can understand this guy probably got a book from his friend or from his brother that collected comic books, and he passed away, and then now he just wants to sell it. He doesn't know. So the only price guide he had was the 94 Overstreet price guide that his brother also somebody had, and he said, "Oh, you know what? Okay, $1,700. This guy, he fucking, I'm going to bank on this book." But not, that's the only scenario that I can think of why this guy would sell that book at such a.
Yeah.
but he's at a comic convention.
Yeah,
like
like guys telling his books when
Yeah.
I'm trying to come at a comic book convention.
like
All you got to do is walk around for an hour and you know what your books are worth.
Yeah.
No. Okay, Richard, I understand that he's 80 years old. I mean, he's not a. I mean, we got Ron here. He's probably in his 70s. He's freaking good. No, but what I'm saying is, yes, he's at a Comic-Con, but maybe you think that that wasn't his actual collection, or maybe he's trying to sell something. And what Tito's saying is that this wasn't such a big con. It was a small con, and maybe
The
he
same
just,
person who would know to go to a small convention, like,
Should know what he's selling, and
I
but
don't
the
know.
value, at
it
least a
just
good
seems
estimate
strange.
is like what an odd. I don't know, man.
Tito, what year did you say this con was?
Yeah.
2002.
Back in 1974, I went to this con. You're not gonna
Wow.
believe
I mean,
what I saw.
kudos to the guy that who bought that book and had that kind of cash on him. I mean, that's I say it's almost like a buy of the year. I mean, if I was
Oh, wait
there,
a minute. Well, Tito, was it cash or was it card? How was the transaction? I don't
Tito,
know if he's there anymore.
He's
Tito.
still vacuuming.
No,
Oh.
he's well, I'm assuming it has to be cash for him to shake on it.
Yeah.
1700.
1,700. I mean, I normally take about 2,000 when I go to a con. So
They take 200.
Tito,
hilarious.
our question is, was that a cash transaction or credit card transaction?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So it was a cash transaction. The guy that was buying books came to buy books. He had like $3,000 in his pocket.
See?
Wow.
So he was ready to spend money. Now, what I was more curious about is, I think you guys mentioned it earlier. Why didn't any of the dealers get a hold of that box first? Because
Because he
like the
probably
dealer
came
set up.
late because he's 80 years old.
I mean, it could be, or they were in moving boxes
Yeah,
and they
he's
thought
like
it was
this.
nothing but trash. You know,
I could have done. Yeah. Look, I like a
You
good deal, but I couldn't have done that to some 80-year-old man. I don't think I could have done that.
honestly, I would have done that.
Would you? I don't know.
I
If
would have,
Only because of
but I
what
would
I
have
knew
bought his
at the
whole
time.
collection. I would
I
have
would
said,
have given him
I'll
what
buy
I
your
had.
whole
I would have given
collection.
him like the 3,000 for it and given him what I had. I mean, I don't
Like,
know that I could have done that.
you got to remember, in my head,
Yeah,
that
3,000
Fantastic
is a good
Four,
deal.
that Doom was $3,000. Like, I didn't know until afterwards how much it
Yeah.
was really worth.
See, the Doomsday he could have. But for me is I wouldn't cherry pick. If I saw something like that, I would say, you know what? Can I just buy your whole collection for $3,000? Because
He
that's
wouldn't have
all I
done
have.
it. He wouldn't have done it because he was more proud of a Superman, either Superman book or Action Comics book that he had for like $6,000, and he was not letting go that book.
Well, then I would say like you can have all your Superman, but everything else I'll take for $3,000.
But
That
when
is
that
so
deal
weird.
when that deal went down, a dealer saw that deal happening, and he came in from behind and was like, "Hey, do you have any more books?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got a shit ton at the house." And I'm pretty sure that dealer is going to go to that house and buy everything that he has.
God damn! You should have. Oh man, you should have. You should have just said, "Hey, by the way, can I be in this and can I come to your house and take a look at your collection too?" Because
No, like I said, the only book I really cared about was that 52. Like that's a book that I'm hunting for.
Yeah.
So everything else, it was just like that. It was just cool to see.
man, if I was there, fuck, like I'm sorry, I probably would have said I'll give you $2,000 for it, man. Or if you said like I have more collections at home, the first thing I would ask is it anything like what you have brought here? He said, oh, it could be better. Then definitely I said, give me your
Well,
phone number.
Let's put it like this. He didn't have his Avengers, nor did he have any of his X-Men.
Oh.
And did he have No, he did. Oh, the last book, the sixth book, was First Stock Up. That's what it was.
Oh,
First what?
Doc Ock.
Nothing.
Just
Comics and culture, you could be right, but I don't know what I was thinking when I titled this "Have Some Backbone, Brothers." But But yeah, what note to self: don't hunt with David. No, you want to hunt with me because I bring the deals, and as Doom, I can cut the price in half if I need to.
Well, what he's saying is, if he's getting a deal and you want it, you're gonna fucking upcharge.
No, if you're my friend, I wouldn't fucking cock block. But if it's a total stranger and knowing what he's put out, I probably would say, "Hey, would you do it for 2 grand? I get 2 grand." I don't know, just being a dick. And if
I'm
But
wondering too what else he brought to the show other than those Fantastic Fours. What else was
he
there?
brought because he brought them alphabetically. So he had A, I think.
A, B, C.
No, there was a cutoff point. I think
he cut off at
now I gotta
D
do my
because
fucking alphabet. Hold on.
EFTHIJ, he cannot carry those boxes.
QRS. I think he stopped at Q or R, one of those.
Oh fuck, he went really down the freaking alphabet. So he was
Well, what comes after S? There's not much left.
what you got X-Men, you got what you got
There's
Vampirellas.
none.
I'm sure he got a lot of Vampirellas. That dude will carry some freaking really nice Vampirellas.
Yeah, it was just an amazing deal. Like that shit was fucking cool as fuck to see.
Oh, no kidding. No kidding. That's wow. 1,700 for all those books. You know,
Yep.
6.0 or better.
Yep.
Or could be better. Or at
That
least
is an
it's
interesting story.
5.5. Wow. And I thought I'll be happy fucking finding a $5 book like this at a freaking back bin, and I'm happy with this. But yeah, $1,700 for all those books, man. I would have bought all that Fantastic Four and just do my whatnot sale and freaking sell it for like $5.
Are you
Dude,
gonna sell
what are you talking
Whatnot?
about? Hey, I was happy to get first furry beast for $2, and then I walk across this shit. I'm like, holy fuck, that shit just killed my little stuff by
What did you get for $2?
that amazing was it Amazing Adventures 11 or some shit? First furry beast.
Yeah.
That's cool. You got that for $2?
Yeah, I mean it's not in the greatest condition, but it's mine.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, very cool.
You know, Doom, you could be right. He probably thought that FF probably didn't worth anything. But I mean, we can only speculate what the old man was thinking. He probably wasn't even thinking at all. You know, all he saw was
He had
all
some
he
crap
saw was
when he was a
cash.
kid. He got $1,700
Yeah,
for it. You know. Yeah.
He's
I mean,
probably like Doom said. He's probably like, well, I just ripped the buyer off. I paid fucking 15 cents, 12 cents for this shit.
12 cents a book. He paid $1,700 for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Says
Well,
it
I mean,
right
clearly
there.
he's stuck in 1994. Never
Yeah.
fucking graduated after that. I mean, I don't know.
That's 3 decades ago.
Yeah.
First Black Panther. Oh my
Wow.
gosh.
Yeah. Like $1.
Wow.
Half those books are probably like $1 from 1994. $5.
It's a cool story.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I'm just.
Yeah, let's Google that. What was the price for FF15 in 1994?
The oldest one we have, you know. Hang on, we got a bunch of stuff here. Hang on, let me find the oldest one that we have.
It's not gonna be from '94.
No, it won't be from that, but we can find an older one. Maybe.
It has some over there.
Where?
Right there.
Do what?
Right there.
Yeah, let me see what we're doing here.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
That's probably those might be the oldest ones.
Number 30,
Can you see what year?
2000. There's one from 2000.
God,
Starting
no.
to work.
Do what? Yeah, we found one from 2000.
Yeah, how much was it for in 2000?
All right, so for year 2000, what are we looking for? Let's look up
That's a 52 or what?
Fantastic Four.
52.
All right.
Wow, this print is really small. I can't read it. It's so old. Oh my god.
Fantastic Four.
Where's that?
I mean, I see it up here.
Okay, so 52. Let's see. Man, I'm blind as a bat.
So number 52 at a 9.2 was $1,100.
What year is that?
This is 2014.
So this is 2000. First appearance of Black Panther.
Look at about a
near mint 9.4, 120 bucks.
There you go.
There you go.
I told you, like back in the day. I've seen some of those old. The comic book listings in old comic books where Amazing Fantasy 15 is like $100 in there and stuff like that. Yeah, I've seen some. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Doom. And, like, I remember.
I couldn't believe it was like $50 for like Spider-Man #1, and I think at one point, one of those might have been more expensive than Amazing Fantasy 15.
Yeah, Amazing Fantasy. I remember going to a con. This guy had Amazing Fantasy. This was into baseball cards and football cards, but he was selling it for $300 something, and I thought that was fucking expensive as hell.
Yeah,
you know?
Me too. When I was a kid, I saw Spider-Man #1 up on the wall. They used to tack crap up on the wall. Like you go in there and you see like books today that would be like $20,000 and $10,000, and they're just like tacked up on the wall back in the day when I was growing up as a kid. And I saw a Spider-Man #1, and I wanted to ask my dad if he would get it. I think it was like $200 or $300, but I was too scared to ask my dad. I was like, "Yeah, he's not gonna. There's no way in hell he's gonna buy me a $200 comic book, you know." And yeah, there's no telling what that book would be worth today. Probably mid-grade from what I remember of it. So probably a $20,000 book today. Insane, yeah. Let's see, number 5. Let's see what the number 5. Dr. Doom. So a near mint 9.4 would have been $3,000.
Wow.
And a 2.0 would have been about $645.
What about a fine?
No, 2.0 would have been $215. A fine would have been $600. So 6.0, $600. 2.0, $200. Golly, man. 8.0 would have been like $1,400, and a 9.4 would have been $3,000 back in 2000.
So back then, probably in a 6.0, like you said, probably $150, $200.
About a 6.0 would have been about $645 back in 2000.
Yeah.
So this is 2000. So you go back 6 years before that to 94. You know, it's even less than that. So in that book, my guess is probably $200 or something for a. So he probably thought he was selling $200. Yeah. So if he's going by that, he's selling the guy.
He probably thought he did.
He probably thought he
get a good deal.
made $500 or $600 on the whole thing.
I mean, let's think about this. 6 years ago, when I first started collecting, back into collecting, I remember trying to get an AF-15, and back then was about what, close to $1,000.
Yeah,
probably.
What?
Yeah, I'm not talking 9.8. Nothing low grade. I'm talking about maybe 3.0, 3.5.
Yeah,
was probably about $600 to $900. And
what year was this?
7 years ago.
There's no way.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
What was it?
We got our 3.5 for about $5.
Which one?
The first one we got that.
Amazing Fantasy 15. Yeah, the first Amazing Fantasy. Yeah, the first time we ever bought an Amazing Fantasy
5
15,
or 6. Yeah,
it was I think it was 5,000, and it was a 3.5, and we sold it for 6,200. I think.
Yeah, sold it right.
Bunch of dumbasses.
Yeah.
No, but see, Doom say he got his 3.5 for 7,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. But I remember,
right, yeah.
I remember looking at. I mean, this wasn't graded. I'm just talking raw. in a condition I remember trying to buy it. It was about about $900.
Yeah, we've had
No,
three.
it's not X-Men. It was Air 15. It was
Okay.
raw. It wasn't graded at all.
Yeah, we've had a total of 4 copies over the years that we've been collecting, and we sold 3 copies of them. And we bought a 1.0 for 4,500, a 1.8 for 72, I think. And
But that was later.
And that was later on, yeah. But still, and then I think for the 3.5, I think we paid, and that was the first one we ever bought. Was like a long time ago. I think we paid 5 for it. So, yeah.
You dipshits! I told you it wasn't graded. It was raw. What do you guys? You guys keep coming up with this 2.5. It was a raw book. It was. Back then, how the fuck I was supposed to know what 3.0 was supposed to be? It was raw.
Yeah.
It was. I remember it was 900, and I thought that time I didn't want to spend $900 on a comic book.
Yeah, we've all done that.
It is hard that first time. Like,
it was really hard. Yeah, it's still hard, but it was hard then too.
okay.
Okay, Spielman color. All right. Well. If I had bought that $900, I probably would have gotten a fucking good deal if I bought it back then. But I don't know. If I buy it, could have been missing pages because you only show the front and the back cover with water stain and Marvel chipping and stuff like that for $900.
I don't know, for $900 for 7 years ago, unless it's in beat up shape, I just can't see it. Like something's got to be wrong with that book.
Oh, maybe that's why I didn't, because it only showed the front and the back, and it had Marvel chipping, had like serious like spine roll. It wasn't. Back then, I thought that was 3.0, but if I think about it, could have been a 1.0 or could have been a 0.5, if anything, for $900. So,
I mean, hindsight, right?
Yeah. I mean, but my whole point is, at that time, I tell you, it was expensive. Now it's fucking crazy expensive. Like, yes, dude, COVID, the freaking Chinese bat-eating people screwed everything. Yeah, I mean,
man, this is crazy. I'm looking at all these prices, man. This is
okay.
But I mean, if you think about the COVID prices, if this COVID pandemic never happened, you think the market would have been much better now?
Back in 2000.
I think everyone's moved on.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm so obsessed with this now. So back in
go on, Joe.
Yeah,
go on.
All right. So back in the year 2000, an Amazing Fantasy 15 and a 6.0. What do you think the price guide is for that? 6.0 Amazing Fantasy 15, 2000.
$7,000.
Nope.
$5,000.
Nope.
Lower or higher?
Lower.
Really?
2,500.
Yes, 3,000.
Back
And
in 2000, I was
9.4.
deployed. I could have paid for that shit.
Yeah, no kidding. And 9.4,
but you
25,000.
Wow.
And 9.4, 25,000.
Wow,
That's probably like an
$2,000.
$800,000 book today.
But keep in mind, like, the prices are always off in the price
they're
guide,
always
like,
off. But like if it's 5,000 here, it was probably like 7,000 or something. But
Hey,
25,000
Spielman Comics,
for
that Wolverine Deadpool Campbell variant is actually somebody's trying to sell that for $12,000 on eBay right now. It's on my watch list.
What book is that?
That Wolverine book and is the background. He's like half of his mask peeled off.
Oh
like,
yeah. 12,000.
12,000 on a 9.8.
Oh my gosh, is it worth that?
To me,
say
no.
no.
No,
Is it selling for that?
that's what he's asking price.
Yeah, I wonder what it sells for though.
Yeah, there's a 25,000 listed for a 9.8.
Yeah, okay, 25,000. There we go. So
And a
Spielman
12,000
Comics,
for
if you want,
8.5.
if you wanted, you can try best offer for maybe 10,000. You know what's the funny thing is there's this one book. It's called All Hail Megatron. That Killing Joke variant, the homage, is a 9.8. He's asking $1,700. So I put in an offer for 300.
Mm-hmm.
He shoots me back for $1,300. Then I said, you know what? Why don't we meet in the middle and I'll do 450. Okay. And he hits me back and he goes, okay, what about 1,100? And I didn't, and 24-hour passed, and he brought that from $1,700. He lowered his price to $1,300, right? So there's a $400 difference, right? So I told
Right.
him, hey, you know what? Why don't we do 500 since you already brought the book $400 down? So 500 would make a big, and he goes, then he just declined my sales, and I think he blocked me because I can't see his comic book.
You guys are so far.
Yeah.
I think I pissed him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the funny thing is that book Doom had in a grade 9.9.
Yeah.
Okay, and he sold it for like 1/8 of what it should be going for right now.
Yeah.
But he probably didn't have that much into it. Like,
Yeah. I know. He probably paid a few
No, I'm
bucks
sure he
for it.
made a few $100, but the thing is, if he had to hold on to it for maybe, I don't know, 9.9, that's really hard to come by in that
Yeah.
variant.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
But just because a book's like in a high grade doesn't mean that it should. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah,
it's
but
worth
it's
that.
almost
Maybe.
like a unicorn, 9.9 or 10. You don't
Yeah.
hardly see those
Yeah.
kind of book coming up. So, I mean, this guy's asking what 2,500, random 9.9. You could be
Yeah, but-
asking for 7,000.
But it depends on the cell too, right? Because I might have like a 9.9 something that I have like $50 into it, right, graded out to a 9.9, and I know that CBA's favorite character is the comic book that I just happen to have. You know, I would cut him a big ass deal. Like he's a homie. I would hope he wouldn't resell it. You know,
Well, see, Tito's sinking he's like putting the bait on CBA right now. He's like, you want to buy?
no,
I'll give
no,
you,
I'm just saying.
I'll
Like,
give you a good deal, long as you don't, long as you don't
there's
resell it.
hookups, right? You hook up your homies that have favorite characters that you just happen to have. Now I don't know if that's what Doom did, but like I've seen Doom in his cells. I know what he's a fair guy when it comes to his cells. So if he has a friend that likes that book, you probably cut him a big ass deal.
See, the Doom say he had the only 9.9. Well, if he's a really good friend of mine, he would have asked me if I wanted to buy it before I fucking put it on eBay. The dumbass.
God. Oh man.
Well, I think we are into close to about 3 hours. I still don't know what the hell was I thinking. Have some backbone, brothers. What the hell?
I can't wait for your next title.
Yeah, me too. Because I probably will
next time.
see. I think that's when it comes to ADHD. Is like I'll be thinking one thing. Oh, that's a great topic, and I'll be doing some other thing, and I was thinking, what was I thinking?
say the two.
I'm glad you
I'm
moved
glad you moved away. I miss you too, brother. Oh wow, look at that. Wow, that hurts my feeling. That's why we're not friends. Laugh out loud. All right, guys. Anything else that we should discuss?
Just
I'm meeting
remember,
I'm meeting Boba Fett this weekend.
What?
I'm meeting Boba Fett this weekend.
What do you mean, Boba Fett?
Jamal Morrison, Commander Cody, Captain Rex.
Oh, you going to a con?
I guess it's called a con. It's more like an anime type thing.
Ah.
But the only reason I'm going there is because Jamal Morrison's going to be there.
Hey,
Are you
Doom,
outside?
don't hate the Seahawks because your fucking Patriots sucks. They're what 2-6 now. You don't.
What now?
No, no, I'm talking. The Doom said, "Fuck the Seahawks." It's like, don't hate the Seahawks because your Patriots sucks. He said that's drag queen at his local bar. Okay, I don't know where he get that.
What? Okay.
Oh wow, I have Venomized Thanos sketch that I've been working for. Well, make sure if you once you're done, post it on IG, and because he did a sketch for me on that whatchamacallit Deadpool and Lady Deadpool. It's pretty dope.
Who
Pretty
did?
dope. Spill Spill Pen Comics. He does some really great art.
Mm.
All right, I think that's it. And my wife comes back, so I think we'll go back to once every 2 weeks when it comes to our live thing. But I think Tuesday. I think there's so many things going on Tuesday.
All right, guys. Yeah, we'll talk to you later. Oh, by the way, yeah, it's on Tuesday. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, and this too. And this too. Oh, I think you try to close out the show 3 different times, David.
I know, but it's just somehow Tuesday works. But fuck, I mean, there's so much shit going on Tuesdays. Well, anyway, let's stick with Tuesday. I think that'll be. I think that'll be better.
All right.
All right. Oh no, I can't do
All right.
Tuesday. Anyway, I'll let
Have a
you guys
backbone,
know.
guys.
Yeah, have a backbone.
Yeah.
I don't
Have
know
a
what the hell, but
backbone, everybody. Have
I
a
know middle of the
backbone.
night I'll be thinking, what the hell was I thinking? At 4 o'clock in the morning, it'll pop in like, fuck, that's it. You know.
Yeah.
All right, later.
All right, later, guys.
Bye, guys.